me see.
Like you think I took that line? I was like, "Hey, stand there." Let me take
We're
this picture.
we're live.
Oh,
We're
All
live,
right.
I believe.
oh, all right.
Yeah, I think I think we got it up there.
So I need headphones. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the.
Oh yeah, I just got the notification.
Got the
Holy
notification.
shit, these are loud.
Oh, I cranked things up a little bit. You are. Look on the bottom of your headphones. They are marked now.
Trey.
Just tell me when. Tell me when. Tell me when. How you doing? Is
That's
that
good.
pretty- all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to crank us up a little bit because I wanted to make sure we were loud enough on said stream. So, shouts to whoever's
This
out
is
there.
super smart
Could
label
put
on
down
these, Josh.
4 a little bit.
4, a little bit.
A little bit.
1, 2, 3, 4. How's that doing? Okay.
Josh, you got a label maker
Oh
here?
boy, give me
No.
another couple.
No?
No.
Where'd you get them?
I just made them at work and just brought a
Oh.
couple labels.
Give me
Yeah.
another couple hits down there.
Here's another couple hits. 1, 2, 3.
I think I'm gonna
4.
buy a label maker
Okay.
I have one.
for the wiring.
For the wiring.
You have a label maker?
Yeah, I got one over there.
All right.
Can you turn me down too?
Yeah,
I'm
I need to go
presumably
way
number
more down.
2.
Too.
So I think you're 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1.
Oh, that's too far.
I was gonna say, there you go.
It
How's
went
that?
from it's so pitch perfect that I thought I was hearing you in person, and it kept going down.
Oh
to
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
Just voice.
Yeah, put me down a little more. This is on Chuck volume.
That's Chuck's volume. Yeah.
All right.
4. I believe you're 4. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
That's
give
good.
me 2 notches up? Actually,
2 notches up. 1, 2. There you go.
perfect.
What is
2
going on
notches
over here?
up. Are we live on
Check.
the YouTube?
I got the notification. I'm gonna open it up now just to make sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I think we are live. So shouts to everybody who's out there listening.
Yeah,
Let me,
Ransom Pete's in the house.
Let me hit some buttons here. We'll have a
Pete?
few moments.
Contribution Chris is not the chat room moderator.
Just
although
to
he should be.
remind everybody that we are live. Obviously, those who are watching understand that, but the boys in the room, just wanted to remind them of such.
Rookies.
Yeah, I think this is your first live experience, right?
this is my first live experience.
Okay.
Just not going to help any sort of thing for me.
You seem really natural. So it's good.
Right, you seem like you're sitting on an airplane.
Yeah. Cross those arms.
Okay, so I think that's good. We're up and running, which is a positive. Welcome everybody to the live stream. I don't have any banners or anything made, and I'm not going to dive into making one right now because I usually don't do the streaming. As you can see, Chuck is not here today. He's enjoying some time on the hill, so we're here
What's up, Chuck?
to hang out. I don't know. I wonder if he's watching. Shouts to Chuck if he's watching.
He
I
is.
didn't see him jump in. Did he jump in?
I don't even see the chat
chat.
on my end on this thing. Oh wait, there it goes.
Because the old kiddos. He's probably roughhousing with them.
Yeah, out there having some fun on the hill,
Chewing on some steaks.
making it happen. Well, let me crank my headphones up a little bit. I think, we know what we're doing here, right?
Yeah, you ready to party?
I think we're ready to party.
Noah, you ready?
Just in case your phones may be a little loud. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I am joined by Corey.si.
Hello.
I'm 3 sentences in, and I'm already fucking off the rails.
Nailed it.
Chuck is not here today. He's out on the hill, hanging out, shredding that fresh pow. In his place, we have our friend, Finger Tight Chris.
Contribution Chris.
Not other Finger Tight Chris. Not to
No.
be confused with that.
Never.
And our friend, Noah the God.
Hello.
Praise be.
They're just gonna hang out with us this week, keep us company, talk about some influencers. As we know, they both have million plus social media following, so they're gonna know exactly the ins and outs of all this stuff. Before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Go check out our title sponsor, manscaped.com, where you can use code REVIVAL, REVIVAL, for 20% off and free shipping. as Noah's displaying on the video set there. We all know Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's coming up quick. You may not even reach that deadline, to be quite honest with you. But everybody who's already partaken and purchased the Lawnmower 3.0 package understands what we talk about when, we say we like to keep things cleanly down there. So go visit manscaped.com. Use code REVIVAL where you can purchase a Lawnmower 3.0 package for your package, as well as the refined collagen to spruce things up a bit. Hey, you missed the Valentine's Day deadline? Doesn't matter. Your junk will still be there. You can still clean it afterwards. So use code REVIVAL because that helps us out and it'll help you out.
Always do a happy belated.
Exactly. To yourself. Hey, look what I got for you. No pubes.
Surprise.
So let's start as we always do.
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
With the old callbacks. Corey?
I ordered more undies from
Manscaped.com.
Manscaped because the undies are so good.
Am I on the wrong podcast?
Yeah. There's something about the undies from the Manscaped ones. They're so soft.
They're like... I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
No, say it.
They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of hands just holding you.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see. I
So
can see where that.
that was a callback to 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But the other one is from a listener. Where is it? Listener, Instagram name BJ McCardle. Unfortunately, I don't have his real name. He said, or asked, inquired, similar to what Mike is doing with his Ferrari and the K-Swap Stansworks, Mike Burrows, he said, would you guys still own your dream car if it meant you absolutely could not have the original motor for the car? He think like a Lancia Stratos with like a 4G63 instead.
Well, I wouldn't put 4G63 in place of a, fine, Stratos.
But it's a Stratos is your dream car. You got to swap it with something.
Right, yeah, something.
You're going to go with a newer Lancia engine? Like, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah, no, I'd be fine with swapping something out. Like, E46 M3. Okay.
What are you going to put in there?
There's a bunch of different BMW motors I could use.
You're going to go newer? Older?
Newer? Yeah, I'd go newer.
I don't know. What about you over there?
I know. So Noah and I actually already talked about this last week. So I would probably, if I 964 of some sort.
Yep.
Electric conversion.
Yeah,
Have
we're
you seen
talking
the
about
cream-colored
EV
one?
conversions, yeah.
There's a few. There's this Revive 911 on Instagram that
Yeah.
makes a kit, but Noah's already sourced everything, so now I just have to come up with the money to buy it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
I'd
really
like to
already
try.
source everything?
Yeah, there's a company called EV West that makes kits for air-cooled Volkswagens and Porsches.
Okay.
Do it.
I think they're the ones with like the cream-colored.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a video. Well, it's funny you
There-
bring this up
yeah.
because there's a video circular on the
Of
old
the thing
Instagrams.
from like dead stop start.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And it just disappears like in a flash. Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
I mean, it's kind of sacrilegious, but at the same time,
No rules.
yeah.
No rules.
I think it's just prolonging the
Outlaw.
inevitability,
Outlaw.
or no?
God damn it, I forgot his name. Who's the outlaw guy?
Magnus Walker?
Magnus
That guy?
Walker.
Oh yeah, Magnus.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's talking about a different kind of outlaw, but it's still outlaw.
I don't know. He's doing him.
Yeah. So what was in that kit?
You could choose between a selection of battery packs and then essentially like the all the electronics to make it function in your
Motor? The electric motor
it
as
would come
well?
with an
Did it
electric
spec
motor as well,
who, like who's that from? I was just curious just because
I don't know.
it can go many different routes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know the battery packs are one thing because our friend Tesla Beamer, John Volk, he has I believe, Tesla motor, but the battery pack is from a Chevy.
Chevy
Volts,
Volt. Yeah.
And then miscellaneous parts throughout to make it work. But I was just curious if they were marketing what motor that was in that kit as well.
What kind of like money are we talking to do something like that?
It's rather expensive to be honest.
Yeah.
13 grand for the kit?
If you get a kit without the battery packs, I think it's 8, like 7 and change.
Yep.
And then with it's anywhere from I think like 12 to 20.
So
Oh, wow.
way less than a full engine rebuild. Got it.
So
Yeah.
so that's why I was just trying to compare.
Yeah.
Right.
Got
It's
it.
just,
Yep.
yeah. That Porsche tax
Yep.
is,
Where you either just return the oil to the earth or just put in something EV, I guess, right?
right.
It's
That's
probably
not
faster.
bad. That doesn't sound expensive. I mean,
No, it's not
I don't think it's
terrible.
that bad.
And I could be wrong with thinking this, but like, would it still be as appealing to you without being able to shift?
Yeah, probably. I'm not go and chuck hard on the track or anything. I just to cruise around in. Probably.
Yeah. Still, right. It'd tickle that fancy, especially
Absolutely,
being
yeah.
that fucking fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's an older car, but it's not
Right.
fast by today's standard as is.
Right. So it's going to be, in comparison,
it's going to be a
lightning
rocket.
fast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I wonder what the
That's a
overall
good
weight
point.
differential is between.
It's probably a little bit more, but I bet it's not drastic. You
Yeah.
know? It's probably not that bad.
The
I
horsepower
know-
gain probably
I
makes
know
up
that,
for it.
They don't really have anything about it on their website, but if you go by, actually they do have it on their website. So typically, so if you look at a Tesla, especially a new Model S with a higher battery trim, you can get 40 miles to the charge, 400 miles to the charge on that.
Yeah, I don't.
this,
I can't even keep up with it
this you
because it's
can
so
only
rapidly
get,
changing.
90. So
90 miles.
90 miles.
This
So,
is
yeah,
It's perfect for Rhode Island.
Yeah.
You can just buzz around Rhode Island.
But and then if you want the spec of the motor, I don't know exactly what it is because even though I work on high voltage systems, I work
brag.
on
Yeah.
high voltage systems from 1939. So the motors are a little bit different back then. But
So-
this one comes with an HPE VS AC50.
Ooh.
I don't know if that tickles your fancy.
VS. What is it? What was the last?
AC50.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was trying to
No idea.
find some. Well, no, I was trying to find some relevance if there was
I
some
don't know.
numerical,
So I need to find a shell, is what Noah's saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I see. I want to do it to. I feel bad. I would feel bad doing it to a Porsche at first, but
Nah, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll go in on the shell. We'll make this
Yeah.
happen.
That's
Next year.
interesting.
That'd probably be
That's
cool in a 914.
yeah,
Yeah.
that or a Beetle or anything, anything.
Not a Beatles, whatever.
I just don't want a Beetle.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. I think it would be great, but I just don't want one.
Big Carmen Gia.
Yeah,
You know?
Carmen Gears.
All right.
No Carmen Gia, like a coupe, not a
The
convertible.
only thing that gets a little tricky is because you got to think you got to put all those batteries in there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an awkward placement because you think it how small. Obviously you can't put them in the front because the front is tiny.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of the kits expect you to put it where the rear seats would be. You pretty much build a box that encapsulate essentially call it a firewall.
Yeah. Well, you normally
Back.
put your subs.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you just put them back there.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound like we'll be building an electric car anytime soon.
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, actually, we can take deposits on our.
That's right. You can take it. It's only $100.
On our
Actually,
revival
I'm
truck.
going to create a GoFundMe. So,
Yeah.
pay
No, we're
attention
just
for
going to
that.
start an EV company.
I mean, I'm in.
Oh.
Sell it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'd love to do it. I'd
Yeah.
love to.
Any other callbacks? I don't have any callbacks, but I have a couple deep thoughts.
Couple deep thoughts.
Yep.
Deep thoughts.
Do I have anything else? Let's take a look here. That's news. Callback. No, I'm fresh out of callbacks.
Okay. I think my couple deep thoughts may lead us down a path here. So,
Wormhole.
deep thought one is so in talking car auctions and absurd pricings in cars in particular,
Mhm.
my deep thought was, is the whole deal just not the auction, not just people having money, but also knowing this is the end? In other words, this is it. Again, you're already talking about doing an EV swap in a 964.
Oh yeah.
Is the fact of this is the last hurrah for a lot of
I remember I
ICE
said I forget
engines.
exactly what the preference was, but I remember the first time I was on here, we were talking about classic cars in the future, about something like that, and I made the
Yeah.
point that because think about it, so. I know California. I know Boston's done it, or not necessarily Boston. I think Massachusetts as a whole with the
by 2035.
2035, all new manufactured cars have to be electric.
Yeah.
But,
Which
obviously they'll grandfather things in at first, but who knows if they try to change it to a point where
on top of they may not allow internal combustion engines within certain parts of the cities, etc.
yeah,
There's
Like
gonna
they do
be-
in London.
Exactly. So things like that are going to happen. So
there's a whole lot.
it was just kind of, I didn't have an answer. I just kind of had that thought of, yes, these Integras and whatever else. E36s are skyrocketing now. E46 is coming. Just all this stuff. Is it just, the people who were into these cars to begin with now have money, but also, oh shit, this is my last chance.
I don't know. I mean, it hurts the value of them because a lot more people could have a last chance, right? If things weren't selling for.
Right.
But who am I to determine what something's worth, right?
Right.
Just because I think it's crazy, someone else might think to them it's totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Like
Right. Because
my opinion is based on my wallet.
I was
right?
just going to say, right. Because
Is that a car in your microphone?
It is.
I
I just
noticed
put it
that
on
too.
there today. You like that? It was over here while I was recording a TikTok
Good.
video. So, so I put it on my microphone.
Uh,
What the hell was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought.
I was saying, my opinion is based on my wallet,
Oh,
right?
right.
Because
So-
I think what if something's unreasonable, someone may be like, yeah, you know what? In order for me to have this car I've always wanted to have, paying, 6 figures for it is totally logical.
To the person paying $2 million for whatever.
Yeah.
The person paying $2 million for the first Corvette, to them, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Right, but I think we're in a weird COVID craze right now. No one's going on vacation. No one sees any.
So they have this extra.
They don't see a pull out of it. So hey, what we're going to do is I'm going to put my money into this right now.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm bringing a trailer.
Hard
So-
goods, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
some of the comments were like, "Yeah, I got all this Bitcoin. I'm just selling it and buying this stupid
All
Porsche
that
for
GameStop stock.
$160,000 or
Right.
what have you." So,
That's something Mr.
Brett.
Sloan, Brett, covered when he was on the show a while ago about how people are wanting to purchase, hard goods to hold on to something rather than digitally on a screen somewhere or a receipt on a piece of paper.
Rather than Dogecoin.
Doge.
but just to live life, I think everyone's kind of freaking out a little bit.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
shit. It's a lot shorter than we thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just get out there, and I'm never gonna get this thing if I don't grab it now.
Right,
I think
right.
that's not helping.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really believes that we're gonna be, all electric by 2035. I mean, I don't.
I don't
I don't
think so
either.
No,
But
Yeah.
it's all just
But I think
marketing speak.
and it's all that craze.
Right.
Again, believe me, we've seen it in this past couple of years, if you will. Once something gets, once the snowball starts to roll down the hill,
Right.
here we are.
Who is it that said don't believe the hype?
Public Enemy.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was going to say Mr. T.
I don't know why NWA wanted to keep coming, but
was
it's
gonna-
definitely not.
He might have. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
but
gonna
Public
be way
Enemy
off.
don't believe the hype. Like, yeah, they're hyping up these cars that they need to push out to meet certain standards and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, it's coming,
Yeah.
you gotta buy it. But like Chris said, I don't think we'll ever be at the point. At
You
least
can't.
not. Let's not
we
while
could
I'm
be.
here.
We could be. People
Yeah,
said we'd never,
I was gonna
get rid
say
of
that.
trains, right?
I don't know. Noah still works
still
on
have-
them.
I was going to say, we
I
still,
meant as like a
jam.
normal or like
Yeah.
wagons.
we
Like
still have those.
we have these horses. What do we need this car
still
for?
have horse and
It's
buggies.
funny you think about it though. It's not. It's not a train plug. I'm not advocating the trains whatsoever. But
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you are.
Sure.
but you think about it, they always talk about, like what's better for the environment and everything. What's the best thing for the environment? Public transportation.
All right.
Right. Well, actually,
Thanks for
that's,
stopping by.
I mean, I get it. Yeah.
Well, so the
I'm
bad,
not saying necessarily that I want to go and ride a
No,
bus
no,
to
the
work.
scary part
I can't
is-
ride a bus to work. But
the scary part is the amount of young people who are not interested in driving and will
Well,
just want a service to come to their door, pick
Well,
them up
that's
in a
why
shitty
Uber's
little
so
pod,
popular,
and
exactly.
fucking bring them to wherever. That's gonna happen.
I don't know what's happening now.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying if we necessarily totally cared about like the green aspect, and I know this is a hard take, I think that we would be dumping a lot more money into think about like Providence for an example. Providence has zero infrastructure for like anything
public
like,
infrastructure.
They ripped it all down. We used
Yeah.
to have a
Well,
bunch
that's
of
because
stuff.
the government doesn't give a shit and they don't want to pay for it themselves.
Big oil. That'll be next week's topic. Next week's topic.
Yeah. I mean, things like Uber and Lyft, I don't consider that public transportation because it's like, I think public transportation is a way to move massive amounts of people all together.
Yeah.
And cheaply.
Yeah, in an efficient manner. Because like, if I would think about like if I live somewhere, if I live even where I live now, and there was a way for me to use public transportation to get to and from some common places, do you understand what kind of weekend car I would have? If I had no rules to like, oh, you can take this out on the weekend, but anywhere else you go, you can hop on a little bus,
Yeah.
little whatever that was actually efficient,
Yeah.
and how much money you'd save.
Yeah.
But not having like a daily driver, I don't know.
That's like do you remember when they had the jump bikes?
Jump. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
You were ripping around those for a while.
Yeah, well, that's because I lived, I think it was like 2.1 miles away from the garage I was working at, and right at the beginning, they had them. They were like super cheap.
Yeah.
So I could, instead of having to drive through Providence, I was able to take a jump bike and jump bike to the garage.
Yeah.
And it cost me, I think, like it was something crazy. It was like literally like $1. to
Yeah.
go because it was like as long as you used it for under half an hour, you only got charged like $1.
I think how much
This
the exercise.
preset,
yeah.
this preset fee.
I was able to go. I was going fast in the cars.
Oh yeah,
Downhill, going down College Hill on that thing,
yeah.
cruising along. I was going like 30 miles an hour.
Yeah. Jesus.
Let's see. Actually, I did have a callback,
Okay.
and my wife pointed out we have new shelves in here.
Oh yeah,
Shouts to
Beautiful.
John Stairs for giving me a hand hanging those the other day.
they look great.
But yeah, we got some new shelves up there, and anybody who's listening and you want to send us some stuff, those shelves are basically everything that's up there is just from what people have given us or sent in or stuff like that. So reach out to us if you want to put something up there.
We got some
Pretty
tequila
cool.
up there. We got Rhode Island's Worst Driver, some
Yep.
3D printed stuff.
Yep.
Some
Top us into
Rotafo-
the stairs.
Yep.
Piece of wood that our friend Zach D made.
We got the Rotiform beer,
Rotiform beer. Our
a
friend
BBS center cap.
from Nick from MR Wheels. You actually made us that other piece of wood that says Revival Motoring.
Yes, I did.
I have a crate motor from SEMA up there, and the cups that our friend Tony made us at one
Yeah.
point.
Back to the chat. Jack White just said, "I work from home now, and my daily is a bare metal hot rod." So he gets it. See,
Right.
you work
right.
from home. You don't have to go many places. Think about the silliness you can have in your life.
Yeah. Adds the chaos. The chaos would be allowed
It would
'Cause the
be
practic-
justifiable.
because the practicality is out the window.
Justifiable.
You don't need
Yeah.
a practical vehicle anymore.
Yeah, Viper, sure. Like if you were to think, I only need a car just to kind of have fun on the weekends because I can go anywhere else with public transportation.
Yeah.
Hop on, baby.
How many battery packs can we fit in a Viper?
I don't know, not many,
don't know,
probably.
whatever.
That hood's long.
Whatever's it is a long boy.
Yeah.
That is
Long
a
up front,
yeah,
short
you
in
could
the
put
back.
the battery packs in front of. It'd be like an Audi though, way too nose heavy. But you could probably put the battery packs in front of.
Oh my god, the
EV
understeer.
motor, yeah.
The understeer on that.
Yeah.
It would pretty much be as good as.
Might
A
improve
V12?
things. Might improve
Well,
things.
no, I was going to say it'd probably be as good as the one thing a Viper's for, at least the first generation,
line?
which is just doing a burnout.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
you
yeah.
would still just have that capability.
Yeah. I did forget. I do have another callback. Shouts to the big boys in the back. So we dropped some new shirts just yesterday, and I'm, dare I say, experimenting with our quantities and all that sort of stuff. So I didn't order anything above 2XL. Couple big boys out there. Forgot them. Sorry, guys.
T's and P's.
Next round. We'll
Maybe
get
we
some
can
more.
we can pull them up.
Let's move these, and we'll get some more. We'll replenish stock, and we'll make sure we get
Maybe some Hanes beefy tees for the big boys.
those non-nipple shirts. All right,
Yeah.
Should
fine, I
do,
get it.
all
You guys
right.
like those.
To make up for it, you should do like a special edition. Only comes in
2XL,
minimum-
3XL.
Yeah,
Oh wow, I like it.
2XL up.
That's funny. It's
Represent,
not a bad idea. So yeah, shouts to the boys out there who are getting after me on the old Facebook there. My other deep thought, and I'm not gonna get into who, what, why, where, how, but it's just I asked the question: why has the standard become so low when it comes to cars?
I think because it's allowed. Because you're not allowed to like tell someone something sucks anymore.
Right.
Like you can, obviously you can. You can just say whatever
But
you
then
want.
you're the asshole.
Standards where though? Standards meaning
Yeah.
How do I not?
I post a picture on Instagram and then everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's great, it's beautiful, the best thing ever."
SEMA builds. Put it this way.
Oh,
You know how we always say, well, that's SEMA built. You go to SEMA. Great. It looks great on the internet.
Right, but aren't most
You go and see, but not that in particular. I'm just saying this in general.
Yeah,
but
right.
internet-based cars,
Okay.
you see them, and it's just like, oh wow, but in person, like that car is fucking terrible.
Right.
And I'm just, overall, why the standard so low?
I don't know, Josh. So here's a question for a photographer: How would you, as a photographer, you can make that?
See, it's a little bit different. It depends what I'm shooting it for.
Yeah.
So for the magazine, when I look for stuff, for me, I let not necessarily the finished quality of the car, but I look for the story first, because Revival is mainly about the people.
Yep.
And if there's a good story and stuff like that, I'm okay with something being incomplete or taking pictures of, for instance, a big shop with a handful
Oh,
of
I know where
builds
we're going with this.
for
Okay.
a handful of builds that are incomplete or just not perfect.
Yeah.
The story portion of it makes sense. But for certain things that are, I don't know, high ranking, I get.
There's a prestige to certain things that when they're put in certain places, and it's an honor to many, and people who aspire to be there and people who have been there multiple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, and like I think it reverts. But now that I know exactly what you're talking about, I think it reverts back to the fact that it's allowed.
Right.
Then no one could
there's
just be like, "Hey, that's just not gonna work." Like
right,
that's
right. It
you
just
go back to the drawing board.
yeah. It was just something.
I'll show you guys pictures later. I just don't want to blow up anyone.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm at a total loss.
It's just the quality of what you put together is becoming an acceptable manner to be put into like the public's eye.
Why?
But are you talking about like, okay, so you're not talking about like low scale, like I have my hypothetical on TC hypothetical with like Plasti Dip and like.
Oh no, that's always shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's what I thought you were talking about.
not-
But then you guys started to insinuate this very strange concept
It's
that
a
I could not piece together.
There's a particular
just be
thing
careful
they
with
want to
that
show
phone.
us.
Okay,
but we
okay.
Yeah, I'll pass the phone around the table as we move along.
don't point it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just something
Okay.
something
that
that
just cleared my
occurred.
confusion. 'cause
Everything's a quick hit
yeah.
now, right? So
So I think that's it.
everybody
Right,
wants
exactly.
to like they can acknowledge it for a
5
short period of time. So we're gonna say this looks great.
the 5 minutes of fame.
I think
Correct,
it's also it's easier. Like think about how easy it is to put a filter on a picture and continuously hype like a build for to hype a build for like the steez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the word like for the clout,
clout.
if you will? Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the only picture?
No, there's a few.
Oh.
There's a few.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a difference between what like
There's also no
Mike
sense
Burrow's
of pride.
doing versus
I should have
you
my
know
glasses
some
on.
normal person or
I think the sense of pride is missing as well sometimes in people too, because it's just been like you can slide by and you don't
Right.
need your sense of pride because your sense of pride is now coming from your clicks, your likes, your comments, your
Instant
in-personal
gratification.
interactions.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think as well. Like, so if you were to,
No, his face.
Noah's got the double zoom in
The
there,
more
Yeah.
I'm
both
looking
thumbs
up.
in there.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think what
powerful
happens a
impression.
lot is if, let's say, you're driving X, Y, and Z, and you personally spent $10,000 to have something done on your car.
Yeah.
So you already put that money in, and maybe the shop that did it per se won't.
Yeah.
For you to go back to that shop and tell them, maybe you're not that guy. Maybe you're not the guy
Right,
that's going to be like, hey, this is
not
unacceptable.
what I expected. Right.
So now
right.
the shop's name's behind it, your money's behind it, and you kind of go with it, and then
Yeah.
everyone's going to tell you it's
Yeah,
the,
but
the
you
best
get
thing
stuck.
ever because
and that sucked.
You're
That,
in.
that would
That
definitely be a
and
shit
another thing
scenario.
too.
I think
The
that's
aspect
a-
too is like you
that's a thing.
see something like that and you think like, okay, well if this person did all the work themselves and they're they're trying,
Yeah.
like they have no experience doing it and they're they're trying their hardest to like get it done. And it doesn't come out perfect and like you don't want to like shit on the man's.
effort.
Yeah, exactly. Because like okay,
No,
it's
and
not
that's
the
not-
best thing, but
that-
like
see, and that's the
okay,
sort of
he did
stuff-
it all himself, so like
And that's the sort of stuff I'd look for to cover. Like it doesn't for what I'm looking for, it doesn't have to be perfect by any means.
yeah.
As long as the story is good and it's like, oh shit, that's something
I think
different.
I'm not even gonna pronounce his last name, but my golf is slow is like a perfect example of someone
Kramar-
who's like,
Krimacek.
there you are.
I practiced.
He's a perfect example of the shop I'm gonna bring it to. It's actually shouts to
that's-
Rachel and her
that's-
mom too.
Yeah.
The shop I'm gonna bring it to is not gonna be to
Oh,
his.
that's not the car that I'm talking about.
No, that's
That
their
you're
other
talking
one.
about.
No,
Oh,
it's
no,
the
no.
second-
It's-
Oh, are you talking about the brown one?
no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have a picture of the brown one, but
Yeah, I
but the
don't
brown
have
one's the one
anything
you. That
yeah,
one. Okay.
he's done
Both
everything
of
on that
them.
car as well.
Oh,
Both of
okay,
them,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
But he's a perfect example of wherever he's going to bring it to what Chris said. It's just not going to be to his standard. So he's like, hey, listen, I'm going to take the time to learn how to do this.
Yeah.
Like his interior is a perfect example.
Yeah.
They're not going to refinish it the way I want. So sounds like I'm going to find a sewing
Yeah.
machine and learn to sew,
Yeah, and if it it doesn't come out perfect the first few couple times, but
Yeah.
if he's putting in the work,
Yeah, it's dedication to
a
the
lot of
craft.
people don't do that anymore.
I think he's into making tiny boxes now.
He is.
He's into making
like-
these tiny wooden boxes
That
with like
fit
perfect.
together.
one of those would look great on the shelf.
They would.
It would.
Yeah.
He's probably already thinking about it.
Sure.
I mean, they
Throwing
sent
it
us
out there.
they sent us pickles, but we can't really keep them up there.
Yeah. The pickles were delicious.
The pickles don't last.
Pickles have to go.
Yeah.
No, pickles last a while at least.
Out of the
Not
refrigerator.
around here, they don't.
If you don't break the seal, I think it'll last a while. 'cause
Oh yeah.
it'll
Oh
just
no,
keep-
no. We
it-
just eat them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So
we
see.
had
It's,
pickles.
it's-
Chuck's licking his lips right now.
they had
Wherever you are, shout out.
It's not the pickles' fault. It's yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. They gave us some pickled carrots and we killed those in like 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. That was it for my deep thoughts. Oh, I think. We're kind of moving right along here, but I think it's time to cue the boys. news. First one, boys. You know what the Barstool thing's doing? The fund to support people.
Yes.
Great news.
They hit $35 million.
Barstool is funding Seekonk Speedway.
Excuse me?
Yes.
You heard that.
You heard it correct.
So, Seekonk Speedway, okay. They're definitely a small business. I imagine it's family owned or small company owned.
Barstool Fund, as of, I believe, today, is today? Yeah, as of this morning, reached out to Seekonk Speedway. So Seekonk Speedway was in, I believe, their 75th year. I don't know if this year's 75 or whatever.
Yeah.
This might be. Was in their 75th year. And obviously last year they only had, I think they said about 10 races or something like that with no fans. And obviously a place like that, in order to survive, has to have fans coming in, has to have money, has to have fill the seats, concessions, all that
funnel
sort of
cakes,
stuff. Plenty of beers to pee in the trough. Has to have all that stuff moving. So obviously they, like many other small businesses, were hurting. My understanding is that as of this morning, El Presidente called the owner of Seekonk Speedway and is bailing them out, or I don't want to say bailing them out, but helping them along to survive and not go out of business. So I thought that was just super cool.
That's awesome.
It's the first one that kind of like hits home, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, there's been you see a lot of restaurants, right? Because that's what it all stems from. It all stems from restaurants needing the help.
Yes.
Originally, but I like seeing some of it kind of branch out to other businesses that are just small business, need help, trying to survive. I mean, Prez's out there, along with obviously endless amounts of donations from tons of people. He's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I guess, you see it kind of hit home. I hope they get a banner hung up like what was that place did in like Chicago or something like that?
Oh,
the billboard or whatever.
A very good idea. Yeah, that'd be super cool. Hell, fucking, I don't know, put it on the wall or something. Bunch of Barstool logos on the wall or something. That'd be awesome. But obviously we know that from many years of dust off and even just going there as a kid. It would suck to see that place go by the wayside for sure.
Would it just get leveled and turn into like a condo?
Who was I talking to?
That real estate is probably worth more than
I can only imagine.
$35 million.
So I was talking to Ryan the other day about just like, because where that is right across the street is a gigantic like FedEx depot. Yeah. So I'm sure, if they wanted to sell it or something like that, they could. Yeah. I think anyway. I don't know the ins and outs of
they could.
What status it is or anything like that, but it was cool to see that they're going to be helped out.
I was like, when the going gets tough, it's cool to see that they're going to be like, instead of just jumping ship and like, fuck it, sell the land, let's all retire to fucking Aruba.
Right.
Nope, let's keep a racetrack open. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's like,
no, it's a cool thing. And again, hopefully they can get back to it kind of this spring into summer, maybe. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They should fucking use that place to vaccinate people for now. Open it up.
Just line them up.
Line them up. Send them, speed them through.
Yeah.
Drive through. That's a good idea. Drive through the circle. Yeah.
Trough side service.
Yeah.
Because there was the flea market in the parking lot too for a while too. I mean, obviously that's not happening, but they did that. So I bet you that's another source of income too.
Yeah.
The motorcycle classes are in the parking lot there.
Bunch of different stuff. Fucking demo derbies, monster trucks.
Yeah.
Cars eating cars.
Cars eating cars.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
Truly, just because
it's an American dream.
I remember it as a kid going there.
Cars eating cars, huh?
You know the fucking big
yeah.
Spitting flames, eating cars.
Truth be told, I've never been there besides dust off.
Oh God.
Yeah,
For the it's been a long time, but the 4th of July spectacular there for like fucking, I don't know, 14 hours in one day. Get there in the morning, fucking sun's blazing, and you're just watching the spectator drags is what they call them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Run what you brung.
Run what you brung. Woo. No insurance, by the way.
Yep.
Sign a waiver. You're out there fucking getting it. You're circle tracking.
Where do you?
Whatever.
Wait, you're dragging around a circle?
You're door to door with someone else that's
it's
also
one-on-one
in the same situation as you.
Oh yeah.
Around the circle. I think you do it twice or whatever.
Well, I think I think it's just once.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
just once?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Do you like race the whole way, or is
Oh,
it like
yeah.
on, like
circle tracks.
It's,
I think-
like it's like you line up next to some other random civilian and you race door to door around the track.
you better hope it's not a grudge match and someone's gonna
How,
bump the door or
oh
something.
no, there's been times where somebody took somebody else out.
How much
Oh,
would
yeah.
it cost to get a Chuck and contribution or finger tight other Chris to go head to head in the
In a
Japanese
spectator drag.
spectator drag off?
Oh my
And the
god.
most expensive
mean-
car you got.
Yeah.
So let me just say,
A lot of the line.
I think the last time I was
I'm in.
there, a Type R. Actually, no, was it a Type? I don't think it was Type R, but it was an Acura Integra. Didn't fare so well. Met the wall.
Oh,
Sayonara vehicle. But yeah, no, I was there. There was this one dude. So, I mean, this is literally whoever you get paired with, you get paired with. It could be a fucking brand new Dodge 1500 Ram truck versus,
Wait, they're trying to drag around a circle track?
oh, they
yeah,
try, it's,
yeah.
it's
I don't
just,
know.
you're side by side. You go around the track. I believe it's one lap for qualifiers.
Yeah.
And then the
when
final
it
is
was
2 laps.
Okay.
And it was always, there
This
was,
is like bracket style?
Yeah,
oh yeah, you go to,
Yeah, I think
you,
there's like a 4-wheel drive and a 2-wheel drive class.
oh no, no,
Oh,
no,
no,
it was the
not
same thing.
anymore? Oh,
So
okay.
there's a king of the hill at the end of the night.
King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God.
You go, you win, you survive till you're in the wall or you won.
I had never seen it or anything like that, but Smitty told me about it once, and supposedly there was like a minivan with, I don't know if it was like a
I think it was
like a Mitsubishi
4G63.
yeah with
swap.
with I was gonna say with like a DSM swap
Yeah.
minivan that
Yeah.
used to go and try and wipe the floor with everybody.
There was an
there.
actual at one point. There was an actual DSM, like a first gen or second gen, actually first gen Eclipse.
Yeah.
You know, that was somewhat modified, an all wheel drive with sticky tire, and he was just destroying everybody. And then I think before that was like a Trans Am. There was a dude who was known for like this
Yeah.
is the guy for the spectator drags.
sounds like we have to get there.
I think.
Well,
they
thanks to
still have it.
Barstool.
Yeah.
They're keeping the doors open.
I think they still have. If they have, it's a fucking must to go. It's
Yeah.
a must go. Like it's literally bring it. Whatever you have, bring it.
Yeah.
And
MCV.
throw on your helmet and
Ooh.
fucking.
Now
get
we
out
can get
there.
Chuck to do this.
Yeah.
Chuck, if you're out there, I know you are.
I'm hearing a reason to revive Benchwalk. That's what I'm.
There you go.
Oh boy, there you go.
Hey, buddy, anytime you want. It's in the parking
Yeah,
lot. Have
yeah.
at it.
It's there.
Can we electrify it?
Oh yeah, even Kinder in the chat just says, oh yeah, there was an Evo that won the year he was there. But yeah, so
Is it like a weekly thing?
no, it's just they have it
think
like
it's monthly.
spectator drags. I think were a few times a year. So this was in particular was the 4th of July event, which is spectator drags, figure 8 racing, demolition derby,
Cotton candy.
cotton candy, car eating a car, peeing in the troughs, and then
Yeah.
fireworks to end it.
Jesus.
It was
Yeah,
it was
it's a day.
fucking, it was an American spectacular. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you're gonna need a detox
Yeah.
after you listen to that day.
Bring
Yeah.
your ladies.
So, yeah, long live Seekonk Speedway.
Oh, good for
I'm,
them.
I'm talking myself into it. Like when this comes around, like we gotta fucking do this again.
Yeah,
we
do it.
gotta have at it.
We got enough cameras for the whole crew.
We'll bring
Head mounted.
bring
Yeah.
everything. Bring it all. Bring what you
I
no
would
run,
say
run
don't-
what you brung.
Yeah, run what you brung.
Don't mount any cameras on the outside of the car though.
No, I'm talking handhelds, walking around. just-
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
I
don't
thought
want
you
to
meant-
partake.
I
We-
thought you meant partaking.
No,
I was
no. We
gonna
just want to
say.
see the fucking chaos.
I'm trying to observe the specimens.
Yo, boy, I'm
Oh,
sure
I'm sure it's a,
Yeah,
a
I'm
sure.
fantastic place to people watch.
they would come out of the woodwork and the troughs from underneath.
Oh, this is exciting.
We got something to look forward to.
not much.
News. Do you know there's a new Nissan Xterra? Actually, or there's a Nissan Xterra coming. It's rumored to be making a comeback. And the reason I say this is because Chuck's all
Been
fucking
hot on the trail, yeah.
too hot to trot as of last week on Xterra. So there's potentially a new one coming. Let's see. Last 2 generations, or it lasted for 2 generations from 2000 and 2015. But it looks like there could be a new one coming. Does this give me a...
Did they ever change it between 2000 and 2015?
Yeah, subtly.
Subtly?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I never thought it was a bad looking vehicle. I liked their it was a better job than the Aztec.
Oh yeah.
It was because it was the
That's
same
fighting words
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
because it was the same
The
idea.
Aztec saved Pontiac. Okay,
Where are they now?
It did it?
Yeah.
That's my joke.
Yeah. We talked about that. We did a whole episode because we talked about where are they now, and I believe I did at Pontiac. But the Xterra did a great job at it because it was like more attractive, more usable. It had all the little accessories other than a tent that came out the back. But I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I've always liked the Xterra or the Terrys. Um,
I was gonna say, yeah, Jesse got into him for overlanding, and he seems to be quite fond of them.
yeah, a friend who was a tech at Nissan, and he's got one and loves them. You can't say enough good things about them. So,
I think they're
I think
cool.
they're
I've
great.
never driven one or been intimately involved with one, but
One thing that I've heard through the grapevine is that the Nissan's interiors are getting bumped up quite a bit. The quality and overall inside amenities, because you get a newer Nissan, it looks like you may have stepped back in time a bit. So I think
Yeah.
their newer vehicles that are coming out are supposed to be a bit better on that.
we can all hope.
We can hope. We can hope for sure. Yeah, I think the 400Z will be a good idea.
Yeah, I'm sure that. You know what? I can't say I'm sure. I bet it has. It's gonna have a.
Hopeful.
It's gonna, yeah, I'm hopeful. It's gonna have a digital dash, of course.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like if anything now, a digital dash is easier
Yeah.
than like an analog dash for.
and it's better because you can't really fuck it up.
Yeah,
Like you're at least not. You can have different menus, and somebody's probably gonna.
you can
figure
fuck it
out
up
how
if it's got a bad latency problem.
Oh yeah, or
Yeah.
right, just use cheap LEDs or
Yeah.
bad flickering or whatever. I'm sure somebody will kind of, what do you call it, defeat the system or break into it and be able to manipulate it at some point.
Yeah,
If
which
it's
I think
just
is cool.
If it's an LCD, you can just fucking pop
You can
whatever
make it
you
say
want.
whatever you
up there. You can watch whatever you want. Doesn't matter. What else do I have for news?
I got something quick.
'Kay.
Would you buy a car using cryptocurrency?
Yeah, if I had the cryptocurrency.
Right?
Same.
Yeah. See, right? I
Right,
don't.
like. Why not? If I had a bunch
Money's
of
money.
if I had a bunch of Bitcoin and somebody let me buy whatever with it, yeah.
There's been this big. Obviously, I didn't read into the whole thing, but the Tesla and Bitcoin thing or whatever, and people were, Elon's going to be accepting payment via Bitcoin, which I think is brilliant.
Which is interesting. He also spent $1.5 billion on Bitcoin.
It was a lot. It was a real lot.
A lot of money.
I think it's interesting in his stance though. Like buying one, I feel like you have a bit of an advantage, right? Because you buy it using your Bitcoin or whatever, but that Bitcoin might not always be at that value. It could go down, right? So at the time, it cost you X amount, but whoever you gave it to, it's not valued at that anymore.
Right, because although, the car value could change too.
Well, a new car's gonna plummet as soon as
It's
you
just
buy
gonna
it.
go
Yeah.
away, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it'd be like buying a car for $40,000, right? And you hand them $40,000 cash, and then in a month and a half, that $40,000 cash is now worth, $32,000
Or 90,000.
or nine. Yeah, right. It
Right,
could
it
go
could.
the other way.
Just like 50 Cent got paid in Bitcoin.
Well, there was a
Okay.
football. Was there a football player or a basketball player got paid in Bitcoin as well?
I'm sure.
I think it was a
both.
football player.
Yeah, could have been both. That
You would know, right?
I don't know.
it's like one of those. those
Come on.
Thank you, though.
it's
Come
one
on,
of
this
those,
is
I don't know.
those stories
Never heard
you
of
hear
it.
all the time. Like, oh yeah, I had 5,000 Bitcoin and I had no clue. It wasn't worth anything at the time, and now suddenly they look at it. It's like, oh shit.
Threw my hard drive away. Oops.
That's
Right,
yeah. That's one of my. I thought you were saying it in regards to one of my favorite thing going on Facebook Marketplace is when you're scrolling through like a post, and then at the bottom it says cryptocurrencies accepted. And I'm like, who's on Facebook Marketplace being like, would you take my?
We were at the beginning of all this bullshit last year. Chris and I are sitting at work, we're fucking around on the computer because there was literally nothing else to do, and we were on Renlist, and guys were advertising, like we'll sell for Bitcoin, or they were looking to buy with Bitcoin, and it just seemed like it was a bubble that blew up
Yeah,
right
yeah.
like April-ish, May.
Yeah.
Russell Okung paid in Bitcoin. Carolina Panthers offensive tackle. So, receiving half of his $13 million salary in Bitcoin. So $6.5 million in Bitcoin.
When
So
was
there
this?
is-
When was the story from?
This was from December 30th, 2020.
Okay, so he's
Not
doing
too
really
long
well
ago.
right now.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right now, and that's the thing. There's that risk to it.
Yeah,
But
sure.
at time of transaction, okay, can only go up from here.
Yeah, so he gave himself a raise in the
Yeah.
last.
Yeah.
My next bit of news: fully electric Jeep Wrangler concept will debut in late March.
So fully electric,
Fully electric.
not their hybrid. Because the hybrid stuff, I think it was Chuck who talked about it a few weeks ago. And for something being Jeep, he was kind of excited on kind of what they were putting out.
So, again, this article comes from Motor1.com. Jeep is taking big steps towards electrification. The Wrangler 4xe plug-in hybrid is already a reality, and the 4xe version of the new Grand Cherokee is coming. All of this is paving the way for Jeep's first fully electric production vehicle, and it could arrive much sooner than you think.
Is this the same one that still has like a gearbox and a transfer case?
Good question. I do not know that answer.
And this is for the Wrangler.
This is Wrangler. This is a real Jeep, if you will.
How long till that gets stuck out on the trail?
I don't know. You better keep an eye on your range.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, this
I don't
doesn't.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Obviously, no specs listed.
Yeah, because I wonder. I guess you don't have to wonder anything because it's just dual motor to make it all-wheel drive. So it's not really. You know what I'm saying? There is no transfer case. It's just two motors.
I mean, there might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
This looks like there's a transfer case in this photo.
Oh, that's interesting.
Again, but this is just concept.
Because it seems like it would be more computer programming than anything to make, one motor lock, one motor not lock, or, them work. If anything, it could be better than a transfer case.
Multiple motors, 4-wheel drive capable. Concept apparently adapts traditional off-road tech with electric propulsion. So,
I mean, you're 13 miles in and you run into a little difficulty on the old trail there.
yeah, that's when it becomes.
What are you going to do?
They usually put the batteries in the floor. I wonder if you get to put those rock sliders on. This way you're not smashing the floor up against something.
Maybe they got some replaceable battery packs. That'd be
You
nice.
could puncture a battery. Oh,
Ooh.
Slide them out.
yeah.
All 2,000 pounds of
I
them.
was gonna
Yeah, I was
say,
going to say,
yeah.
that's most of the vehicle's weight.
Yeah.
Heavyweight battery.
Sounds like
I don't
a
know.
fun trail side activity.
Yeah, sounds
We
not good.
will seemingly find out next month.
Something makes
Let's
me
put
think
a pin in that and
it's-
circle back. To
We'll
that.
loop on.
Yeah.
I'll loop you in when it comes through.
Thank
Put a-
you. Yeah.
We'll put a pin in that.
I
Line
have a
up the
feeling
flagpole.
that the electric versions probably won't be seeing much trail
I hope not.
time.
I hope not.
I don't know. I hope there'll be some.
Someone will. Yeah,
some-
for sure.
Someone will kind of be like, just put it to its test. I'm sure Jeep will do their publicity stuff where they'll take it to like the Moab and be like, we're 450 miles in the middle of fucking
Or
nowhere.
What's that horrific road?
It's gonna be a hell of a AAA call.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Bay or something road. There was recently somebody who unfortunately fell. And it was like, holy shit.
The photographer?
No.
Took a
it was-
tumble?
I think it was a chick driving
Okay.
her Jeep on like Jeep day trip or something. It's very, if I spend 5 minutes, I'm sure I could find it, but it's, I think it's in Utah. It's in the West Coast somewhere towards the West Coast, but it's like the most absurd, like, off-road road
Climbing trail
in
and
the
stuff.
U.S.
Yeah.
Like it's the one that everybody's just like, oh, that's fucking.
That's
real
the one.
Deal.
It's like climbing Everest.
Yeah. I mean,
Not as tall. No,
You
I
can
mean
do
with the accomplishment.
just the danger. Like, well, actually, enough people do it, so it's not like but it's risque, if you will.
You think we could?
I wouldn't want to.
I'm gonna say no.
I don't know. If you put me in a capable vehicle, I bet you I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, we
Give
could.
it a college try. Strap
Finger
me
tight,
in.
other Chris.
Yeah.
We could.
No, I mean like a real vehicle, like cage, like harness, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got this.
yeah. Put a helmet on.
You got this.
I'm saying I think I could try.
Now you got it.
Yeah.
I'm confident. I drive with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I'm sure. Actually, you know what? I should look in the chat if anybody knows the name of the road.
Might even
in the
take a
chat.
nap while you do it. That's how
Someone said
confident I am.
Moab with a question mark. No, it's not Moab, but
Forget my headphones on that.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. The off-roading thing is interesting to me. I talked about this to some other friends.
Black Bear Pass.
Black Bear Pass.
I believe that's what it is. Let me just
Yeah,
verify.
I'm sure that it is actually interesting to do.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I know for a
but,
fact
like,
it is.
I don't
yeah.
think that I would. I feel like I would be understimulated. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
I don't think you would. I think
I'm-
it appears like a lifestyle choice.
I think when like you're like teetering one way and trying
Yeah,
to get,
I
your
guess, but,
adrenaline's
like,
pumping.
I don't know.
just so you
like,
know,
to
that's the Jeep after it fell.
to go from racing and then
That looks
to
like it's
trying
a
that,
crumbled up
it
motorcycle.
seems like it would be lackluster. You know what I'm saying?
So she's fine, right? Is what you're saying?
She is. Well, I think she survived.
Oh, perfect.
The
That's enough. You're done. We're
well,
good.
no, not even to go. Not to go into details of injuries, but she survived because she got flung out of the car.
Oh,
Yes, I think that's why she.
shout outs to
survived.
seatbelts.
Yeah.
There's I somehow stumbled in, like, there's a video of it, and it's not gruesome by any means. It's just there's a Jeep on this trail creeping maybe 2 miles an hour, and suddenly another Jeep goes by it
Oh,
in the wrong direction
yeah. That's a
briefly. very briefly.
Yeah.
And they slow it down, and you're just like, what in the actual fuck was that?
Yeah,
And
that's a
the
problem.
other
So-
Jeep rolling down the mountain.
Yes.
Wow.
So one Jeep's going straight on the trail,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
another Jeep just does like this in front of it. Well, not as graceful, just upside
It's-
down and inside out. Yeah, but look it up, Black Bear Pass. That's the road. And there's a shit ton of YouTube videos of people doing the trail and whatnot. But that's supposedly like the one that everybody goes after for the off-road like stuff, crowning achievement stuff, I guess you want to call it. Again, not Everest, because there's a lot of people do it, but I guess it's the
but I mean,
worst one.
it's an achievement. It's something. It's a bragging rights.
I mean, just by how uncomfortable Mount Washington makes me being in the passenger seat.
Josh was not happy.
Not
I had a great time.
no, it's that's the thing. It's like if
You
I
don't
was
get
driving,
nervous. He doesn't get nervous.
if I
this
was
guy.
driving,
No.
I'd have been fine. But
Yeah.
like being a passenger, no matter what, I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But yeah.
Josh is like, move over. I'm like, dude, I'm looking at the same road you are, man. Like, I'm good. Like, I feel comfortable.
Yeah, so I mean, there are obviously other, like it's not our car. There's big trucks heading.
You know, I
towards
didn't.
it. So it
I
was just
kind of
kinda-
removed that
It was
from my
a- it was
thought.
a tiny
weird.
car. It was a tiny car.
It was with big mountain.
I guess. When
Um,
you see truck to truck coming up the mountain, that's
Yeah.
That's a little-
That's even worse.
Yeah.
You're right. I would not have felt any better
Any
if I was
better,
in a
no.
fucking excursion. I'll
no,
tell you.
no.
Another bit of news. Corvette Stingray R has been caught at the Daytona Speedway. We all know the Daytona 500 is coming this week. Apparently, they're going to have on display Corvette Stingray R package. Now, what this entitles, I do not know.
the R package.
R package. So yeah, there's that.
So what visually, what do you think this package offers us?
Some side skirts,
Tell me about this package.
some side skirts, some a wang,
A stripe, maybe?
a
Shout out to
wang.
Manscaped.
So a
Yeah.
black stripe in the front. Looks like it ends at the hood. Looks to be a bit of a different front bumper with some
So just a stripe on the hood. Let's
Canards.
clarify that.
That's
well,
it.
not even really a stripe. It's a portion of the hood that's black. So it's not
Oh, okay,
small,
okay.
but
I was
it's
imagining like a dainty racing stripe. just
No,
on
no,
the
no, no.
hood.
Yeah,
it almost
no,
like it
I
fills in a
was
body
thinking
line.
Okay. Yeah, that's not
It
bad.
looks like there was spotted another time too. Let me see what this says. It looks like they've been bringing it to a couple races, but yeah, it was spotted there. So we will see. We still haven't heard anything on the Z06, as far as I know. I haven't been paying much attention, but
Let's see. Hold on. Where? I think I just saw. Speaking of being spotted, I think there was just a post about that I kind of just go ahead and skipped on by because I didn't think anything of it at the time. But maybe that wasn't a part of it. No. It was actually a small bit of news. Shouts to FCP Euro
oh geez, huge shouts to FCP.
because that's the post I was referring to. They were showing other GT4 cars that they will be up against
Yep,
in their
Supra.
AMG GT4.
Supra, Mustang.
Aston Martin Vantage, R8 Camaro, Cayman, and McLaren 570S.
So if you don't know and you don't follow FCP, I think they still have the GTIs, but the TCR race is no longer, right? Or there's some changes that affected it. So essentially, if you go back and to listen to their episode that they were on, they explain it much more thorough than I am. So essentially, they had to make a change, and that we were finally informed of what that change was. And what are their AMG GTRs? Is that what they are?
Oh yeah, so like the road going version would be like the AMG GT.
Yeah.
But theirs is the AMG GT4 for
Okay, GT4.
gnarliness.
For IMSA Racing. But yeah, absolutely absurd. They released a cool like 1.5, 2 minute long video introducing the new vehicles into their team. It's quite entertaining.
You know, I talked to Jade about that, and whoever made that video like brought you on a full range of emotion, right? They told it was a minute and like 12 seconds or something.
Yep.
They told you a full story from start to finish by just showing you the cars that they've worked through, starting at the E30 all the way to the AMG. There was comedy. There was like drama with like lights and like smoke and like I was like, holy shit! Like, who made this video? And he said it was a kind of collaboration between a lot of people and the film crew. But they did a hell of a job. You should definitely check it out. It's some serious shit they're going to be into.
Yeah. So it all starts it all starts May 14th. I'm sure they'll start much sooner than that, but that'll be their first race in the AMG GT4 at the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge starting in Mid-Ohio. So I look forward to watching that and keeping track of what these boys do.
No, did you race Mid-Ohio?
No, I did not.
No? I know you've done I know you've done a bunch of tracks, so I wasn't sure which ones. If they ever do the little appreciation day again,
Yes.
yeah, because tell you what, the TCR cars being a Volkswagen GTI, I thought that was like everything that was to offer. I can imagine getting into one of those cars.
With
I passed one of those at a race.
What?
That's how fast I was going. I passed one of those.
Wait,
what, a GTI?
Yeah, one of their TCR GTIs. It may have been on the side of the road with its hazards on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Which I laughed
You
about
still
'cause
passed it.
had hazards.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, those cars were hilariously fast and wild representation of what the GTI is on the road.
Right.
So I'm interested to see what the GT4 car is like. Even just seeing it in person, I just can't wait to see it in person.
I know, just incredible looking. And they are already kind of doing some I don't know if the video is released yet, but they were working on the fuel system.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the races, Gareth and crew have to kind of learn the ins and outs of each vehicle, so they're already disassembling the whole from the fuel cell out system just so they can become familiar with it and prepare for whatever the racing season brings. So
Prepare when it breaks.
I'm sure they're going to cover a bunch of different stuff, and that'll be cool to learn all about that car, just like they taught everybody with the GTIs. Another bit of news that we kind of, I think we've been going back and forth with this for the past couple of weeks, because remember it started with Hyundai, then it was Kia, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
And now this latest thing, Hyundai is not building the Apple car after all. Whatever that means. Again, as we say, actually, no, this right now, this says as of right now, the Apple car is dead again.
I would
Take that for a grain of salt.
Just say, shout outs to Hyundai. I think that right now, I think they make the ugliest cars manufactured.
Really?
This is something I've wanted to talk about for a long
Jesus
time.
Christ. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
glad I'm
He's
here.
gonna lay it on the table.
You don't understand how many times like you've had to like ask us, we're recording, and I've always wanted to be like, Hyundai makes the ugliest cars.
Why don't you just say it then?
Like, I don't know.
So, what's your example you're bringing to the table?
I'm gonna say the Kona, how it has two different sets of taillights, and it's
Okay.
just genuinely ugly.
The Kona is definitely not the most attractive
And
vehicle.
then the other one is, I think it's the new Sonata, and every time I'm driving behind one, it has a normal trunk.
Yeah.
But then instead of, they tried to make it like a half kind of like a touring. I don't know the best way to
Little
describe
sport
it.
back?
But like, yeah, kind of. But like it has the windshield comes down. Imagine this. I'm painting a picture for you.
Okay, I'm watching.
The windshield comes down, and then it goes like this. And then but here's the trunk line.
Yeah.
So like you have like a piece of like metal that like, I don't know if
Josh, you got
has
an
a
ass shot of
picture
that?
it,
Because
or, like,
I personally really like the way the new Sonata looks. So
yeah, I was
don't know if
going to
it's
say,
the
I actually
Sonata
do really
or,
like
like,
this thing.
maybe it's just me. Maybe they're not ugly, and I'm just.
no,
like the-
you're right. The Kona isn't
the front
pretty.
end wins me over. Here's a I got
Do you have
a
a
right
picture of
shot
it?
right here.
Okay. All right. No, I get it.
Let me make
Yeah.
it
So what hunk of
yeah,
metal?
exactly. That's exactly it. Yep. That's
All
it.
right. I mean,
And it sounds like a very rash decision about why I think that they make. But I honestly, I think it is.
I think they're doing their best to make a kind of entry-level, affordable car look as luxurious as possible.
It looks like they tried to make it look like a Tesla, but then got like so far, and then they're like, "Hold on, we might have some copyright infringement with this design."
Yeah.
And then so they backed off, and then
Overall, like that side view Josh has pulled up on the screen, like I think it's a great looking car, and I like the front. I know the interior is kind of supposed to be, comparable to any kind of German luxury car. I don't know. I think if someone's looking, is that the end version?
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone's looking to get into something that they can afford but feel like they have everything possible, like every kind of special
I
doodad.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just me being irrational.
No, you're not wrong. That trunk setup, which I've never noticed until you pointed it out,
Now that I said
is
it,
definitely
I
not
bet
the best.
You'll notice
Yeah.
it all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever you see
Definitely
it.
a weird, like,
Yeah, it's just
little
it
football
just-
field above the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks
the
weird
trunk.
to me. It just looks weird.
I mean, I don't like the headlight treatment thing into the chrome pillars, but I don't hate it, I guess.
Yeah. It's
interesting.
different.
It's interesting.
that
It's different.
too, how the headlights go back up like that. Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about? I think that's something I wanted.
Yeah, but I mean, you're on something with the Kona. The
I'm
Kona's
just-
not wonderful.
I'm just glad I got that off my.
Shout out
was
to
just-
Chris Saunders rented a Kona when he came down when he was here. I mean, Jesus, it was like 2 years ago at this
a
point.
while back, yeah.
He's not allowed out at this point.
No.
But
Although the front, I'm okay with that right there.
yeah, but you only have the front. You know,
It's got
Just-
angry eyes.
just start
Yeah.
turning it sideways, and it starts to turn into a bit of a mess.
It's
Yeah.
just weird. It has like
I mean, these
it has a
things-
set of taillights where they should normally be, and I'm pretty sure only the brake lights are there. And then it has another taillight pack built into the rear bumper that has like the turn signal and the reverse lights, and I think the running lights, and it just looks odd.
I mean, these things bring it on track. That's what the boys had. With
Yeah, well, that's the Veloster N, you know, and the Veloster N.
no. The when Turek's crew needed a camera
that's
talk,
right. I forgot about that.
they
They
used
used
the
the
Kona.
Kona?
So when we got to go to a private track day,
Yeah, yeah.
Turek was there drifting, and they were filming,
They had a Kona.
and it was a Kona, but with a full like camera jig setup off the back,
Wow.
and it was. I mean, it had no problem. It wasn't keeping up. It was
No.
staying ahead
was
of the drift car.
yeah,
Yeah.
it got a running star.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
That's not to say it didn't catch up on the first turn, but
yeah.
it did its job.
Yeah, by no means do I mean that's a track vehicle. It was just funny. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I have one more thing. The final editions of the Lotus Elise and Exige are
That's sad.
happening.
Yes. Did we talk about that? Oh no, the final edition. We
Yeah.
knew.
There's the whatever that thing coming after the fact.
Yeah.
But the last few, I wouldn't say special editions. Yeah, I guess so. Special editions. But yeah, those are dropping soon. That's that. That's all I was going to
That's
say.
that?
It's just kind of pour one out for the boys.
It's unfortunate because those are going to get snatched up and stored, and their dollar amount is just going to go through the
Skyrocket.
roof.
Yeah.
Which has been the not opposite, but hasn't been like the Lotus model, because the
Right.
Lotus model was always you could buy a used one for whatever you want, you paid for it, and
Get
then
out
when you
there
put
and- yeah.
10, 15,000 miles on it, you sold it then again, you know, and maybe you lost a few $1,000s, but at least you weren't losing your shirt on it, and it would just kind of trickle on.
Yep.
But it seems as if these final edition ones are going to be like collector's items. It's
That's it,
like
man.
Pokemon cards.
It's final countdown.
Or they sit there unsold, one or the other.
You think
That's-
so?
Oh no, they'll sell.
I
They'll
know.
get scooped up real quick. It's ridiculous.
I think it's kind of the whole value of the entire line is going to
That's what I was gonna
elevate.
say. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because you can get like I think like an early to mid 2000s one for I think like $30K at this point, which is a pretty good deal
Yeah.
for what you're getting if you can deal with any sort of potential headaches. But
What kind of headaches come with those? Do you know?
not particularly, but it's British, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Well,
a
I
good
mean, but
chance.
Toyota.
could be anything.
Oh, that's true.
But
yeah,
Toyota,
yeah,
Well,
you know,
right,
engine,
motors, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
so
imagine
it's just
engine
like-
wiring, beautiful. Interior wiring,
Not so much.
have it a look over.
Anything else for news?
I've got what do we got here? So the new Civic Type R, the engine that everyone's kind of been so fond of that they put inside that vehicle.
Yep.
That is now going to be available as a crate engine option, which I think is pretty cool because we've seen Ford, Chevy, and Dodge do crate engines.
Yep.
I don't really know if anyone else does a crate engine package like them, as far as American companies do it.
Chevy takes it to a whole another level. They
Yeah, I
they
mean-
have a fucking crate drag spec vehicle.
Yeah. And, you know, Ford kind of does it as well with, you know, they do the engine ECU and wiring situations, and then you can pair the transmission separately. I know there was a big deal with Dodge being able to buy the Elephant engine and the crates and everything like that.
I was going to say, I think a handful of manufacturers, but I don't think it's kind of the same thing. I know a handful of manufacturers going back and remanufacturing parts,
Yeah.
Nissan, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think they've started making motors and shit.
Yeah, because it's not like, I don't think you can call it BMW and get it as like a package option.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
What's the
Yeah.
price tag on that?
The price tag on that, the crate engine contents would be the engine, the turbo, the intake, the direct injection fuel system, starter, and alternator. Where are you? Let's see, $6,790.
Yep.
And then if you were to add in the controls package, which would be the ECU, which has already been tuned by some other company. HPD, which is like a Honda performance
Yep.
variant. The standalone engine harness, the leads for everything, the accelerator pedal, clutch, and some other CAN data stuff. It brings the total to 9,000.
So you get all that for 9,000.
Yeah.
That
That's
sounds
pretty
like a
good.
great package.
It's like-
just for my own questioning, I don't know if you know this information or you have it readily available. What would a standalone package LSX?
Josh can look that up while I kind of touch the bases.
I'm just curious as to see what okay, so that's 9, but like how much would be?
But I mean, you're not putting this in.
Yeah, I understand that too, but I just that's the first I don't really know as far as the crate engine market. So
Yeah.
So if
the
I
num-
blow
the-
my Type R engine up and I have in my Type R
Yeah.
for $9,000, what? Not even
Well,
for
less,
6,700.
Yeah.
I can just pop a new one in there.
Yeah. You'd be able to put something in there.
I just have nothing to base that number off. If it's like a good deal or not,
Compared to, let's call like a Ford crate engine option, it's an incredibly good deal.
Okay.
I know the Chevy stuff is definitely cheaper, but I don't know by how much.
So.
But they also have a ton of different variants.
Yeah, I could imagine if you're trying to get like a Coyote.
A Yodi, yeah, or like a Voodoo engine. That's a big bucks.
Yeah, those are way up there. Of course, they show me everything but the fucking pricing here.
So let's see. So that's 306 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque. Which, I mean, just as it stands, if you were to put that, say,
I remember Chuck
um,
talking about that they make it very difficult to do any sort of modification to those. But I'd be curious to see if those get a following with people putting those in old Hondas and trying to do some wacky stuff.
Could you put it in an old Civic hatchback?
I'm positive you could.
Yeah, with the standard.
If we only had one.
Yeah. Well, it comes with.
Oh yes.
That's
For
what
other
this
Chris?
kind of
Yeah.
engine controls package would be. Is it's catered toward by being like standalone engine harness and a standalone engine computer, like they're catering it towards putting it in an old thing.
That's wonderful.
Because then all you need is that computer, you need that harness, a little bit of power. Your crank windows don't matter. Your headlights you can wire up to something else. It doesn't matter. So this is definitely all geared towards kind of like a resto mod, call it.
Is it a limited thing or it's just a stock
It
item?
didn't say anything about limited. So
So, just on this website here, which actually is Chevy.
Yeah.
You have the LSX. There's 3 different variants of it. LSX B8, LSX B15, which is 6.2, LSX 454 long block. Lowest price is $7,390. That's just motor, no intake manifold, no headers, nothing like that. It literally is just motor, valve covers, and a pulley on the end.
yeah, you get the block on the heads and that's it. So no accessories. So you still need your ECU and your wiring harness at that point. So I mean, for
It's
I don't know, it's a pretty solid deal.
yeah,
But
it's not
this is definitely geared towards like a resto mod type thing. I think kind of getting back into the
Yeah.
market
Oh,
of.
geez. I just found the other. There's another whole.
Oh, you found
section,
like the kits, right?
powertrain systems.
Because this is the kits I'm talking about, where like you can buy a ready-made. It shows up at a crate on your doorstep, and you plop it in whatever you want.
This is low end. I'm on page 1. The lowest price here is $16,000.
okay. So,
So-
yeah, nearly double.
Yeah.
So
Double
I
the
mean,
horsepower, though.
twice the
Yeah.
engine.
Right. Yeah. This is.
But as far as a front wheel drive configuration, that's obviously
Because I think I don't know, like I think Volkswagen would be onto something if they were to kind of offer.
Yeah.
Their like 2OT engine is kind of a standalone option to put in some of these older vehicles, but
yeah, that would be cool.
I just think there should be more of it.
I mean, they killed their motorsport division, so I don't think their head's in that mindset right now.
Whatever, it is what it
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I have one last thing, some Rivian news. So Rivian vehicles have finally started to hit the road, and vehicles, I mean the Amazon delivery vehicles. So I don't know if you've seen them.
I haven't seen one yet.
You should probably take a photo of these things. So they're incredibly ugly. Have you seen them?
I have not.
They're not good-looking vehicles, but they are made by Rivian. They were bought by Amazon, and they are doing deliveries in the LA County area. They're unattractive. They make a horrific noise.
Do they really?
Just to
Do you
be...
think that's
Pedestrian
unattractive?
safety?
What's up?
Do you think that's unattractive?
I think there's better things out in the world.
I don't know. I kind of dig it.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
Really?
kinda
Yeah.
like
I don't
it.
dislike it.
Ah.
It looks
To be
like
quite honest.
a London bus.
It does.
It
right.
does,
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I like the little city lights.
Yeah.
It looks like
Um,
a Pixar version of a London bus.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
think
Yeah.
with like having the freedom to make a delivery van, if you look at the interior looks like I might sign up to be an Amazon delivery guy.
Or just comfort.
Oh my God. Screens everywhere. It looks like the seats look super comfortable, but, so this is a big step for Rivian because, there was a ton of money that came in from Amazon to do this. LA is the first of 15 cities they're expecting to have these vehicles in this year alone. I think that's a huge step into proving their eligibility of being like a viable option for an electric vehicle.
Right.
Now,
And
obviously,
hell, they could even take the approach to not be a passenger car based, but they could be this. And
they're still pushing full steam ahead with their SUV
truck
and pickup
SUV,
stuff,
yeah.
but these are the first few out of the 100,000 that they ordered. So 100,000 of these things will be buzzing around. So we're bound to see them at some point.
Yeah.
I know.
So hold on, before we go, what's that noise?
It's just, for example, when I
warning?
was in Florence, there were all the public transport, like taxis and stuff like that. Oh, Chris is trying to give it a listen. Yeah. They all were required to make a noise for pedestrian awareness.
Yeah.
And instead of making it maybe like Jetsons or like just a continuous beep or like something like that, it's like a weird droning sound.
Oh, God.
It's just not, I mean, you can play it as long as there isn't like.
Is that it?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's not good. I don't like that.
It doesn't change with acceleration.
Right,
Or
it just
it's just
stays
like
just
a
there.
noise.
Consistent. It's like it's literally like a waiting room.
Like it could have
Yeah,
just been
yeah.
like,
Type scary, like
it could have been a different variant of like a reverse beep.
it's what purgatory probably sounds
reverse
like.
beeps would be bad.
It's like your
though. I don't like
Xbox
that.
is stuck starting.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Just
Just there's a
won't
problem.
stop.
Yeah. That's the noise you're going to hear when impending doom of fucking robots is heading towards you.
But apparently, Amazon has been very proud, and they have been taking to social media to pick up
To
people's posts and videos that they're posting of seeing these things in the wild and sharing them, and kind of be like they're proud. People are amped on seeing these things around.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like I mean, now a UPS truck just blends in. You don't see it, right?
Yeah.
But now you see this thing on the road. It's
A presence.
It's got a presence. It's unmistakable. It's got a certain color that there's a theme they're pushing forward with. Clearly, this
Fucking noise.
there's a noise, which I think
I'm
at
sure
some
you
point,
can change that.
yeah, I'm sure it's a programming thing you can change to anything you want.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's the best option.
The little
No,
snippet I
so-
just read said it's a test noise, but it has
Yeah.
to mimic the sound level of a car.
Yeah,
That's what they
like
came
a
up with.
decibel
so there has to be a decibel level because
Test.
back in Florence
They
there was
obviously didn't choose the sound level of a car in Pawtucket.
yeah yeah
30 dBs.
They needed to be some pedestrian awareness, so like there was like a beep, but it wasn't like an annoying like beep, kind of like an alarm in the morning beep. It was kind of just like a sonar type
Yeah.
beep. So like you just kind of knew what it was.
It sounds like you're in a fucking
It's like,
USSR submarine.
Yeah, I mean that's fine if there's one of them, but if there's 30 of them whizzing by you in a city, it's
Yeah.
going to sound like
yeah.
Jesus.
It's not going to be good.
It's not good. No.
I'm just
I
not
mean,
gonna-
the-
I don't
the-
like it already.
I'm
The
stuck in an
frequency
aquarium.
might like cause like an earthquake or something. Like, I don't know.
Get too many of those around
No,
in San Francisco.
Everybody's
Yeah.
just gonna start pooping because it's gonna be the brown note.
Yeah.
They're gonna accidentally make the brown note.
It's an interesting take on the whole situation, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
to seeing them out there.
I will be pleased to see one. As it comes fucking
They're
sounding like a fucking waterfall towards me.
yeah. They didn't specify what 15 cities, but they did specify they would be in the Northeast. I
Okay.
imagine New York, Boston,
Yeah. Okay.
somewhere big.
Yeah.
We have not too far from here. We have an enormous Amazon hub.
Yeah. There's multiple. I mean, the one in Fall River, gigantic.
That's the one I'm talking
And
about.
there's
It's just,
another. There's
New
another
England.
one being built.
Johnston, yeah, supposed
Yeah.
to be a big one.
Yeah. There's.
so I imagine we'll probably see some close to us here.
Yeah.
Because they're such huge facilities.
Yeah. Good point. They need something to cover up all the other news. The step down.
Oh yeah. Well, we're just waiting for the shoe to drop on that.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
Not sure what's happening.
What
with
do you
that.
think of that over there, Mr. Conspiracy?
No comment.
It's probably best.
Yeah.
Any other news?
No. There was the Audi e-tron
GT.
RS, whatever it is.
I don't know specs on it.
The naming doesn't make sense to me. The mileage specs that I saw were far behind anyone else. However,
e-tron GT RS, right?
RS GT, I don't know.
Okay.
However, it's a beautiful looking car.
Looks
Look
fucking
nice, yeah.
phenomenal.
Holy shit, that is a good looking car.
It is a looker for sure.
Tack on, I don't know, 70 extra miles to your range to make it like a viable
Then you're on
option.
something, right?
And you're onto something, or have like a better charging network. You're onto something.
No,
But
even Noah off microphone just went, ooh.
That's pretty. Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
all right.
I forgot I have to be like 1 inch from it.
Yeah,
That's
make
not bad
love to
looking.
it.
It's not bad looking.
No,
I like
it's-
it. I like
it's-
it a lot. Yeah.
What's the range on it?
About 20 miles.
280 something.
Okay, because I think a new e-Golf is only 170 or 125 or 150.
What does an e-Golf cost?
Well, yeah, I know.
It's
but,
like a city.
but it's like getting an i8. It's like,
Well, yeah.
the i8 is kind of the same.
Well, there's
thing
poor
as an
choices,
i3,
and then there's
but
poor
it's-
choices. Yeah.
it's-
So they tout this as like a grand touring capable car, and you're not
Yeah.
touring very far with
right.
an unverified 280 something miles an hour mile range.
Yeah.
So much that touring, so much of the grand tour that there's a foot cavity for the rear passengers that they cut out for the batteries, so that it's more comfortable for the rear.
Yeah.
Occupants.
I'll be
So.
eager to see one.
Interior looks beautiful.
Sure, it's
Exterior
gonna
looks
make
incredible.
I'm sure it's going to make a cool noise versus a fucking whatever that thing is.
Amazon
Whatever
Rivian
that
delivery
thing's doing.
vehicle.
I'm never going to forget that now.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it in your sleep.
How much does are they saying that e-tron GTRS thing is going to go for?
Ooh, good
It's-
call.
Because
an excellent
that
question.
You can buy. I saw it when I was looking for a picture of it. Bless you. You can buy that. Did you sneeze?
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, what's your guess on price?
153,000.
53?
153.
I'm gonna say 178.
Holy shit. That is what you pulled that out of my mouth.
Wow, we're going there. Nope, doesn't look like that's the price. Unless RS e-tron GT will start at 149.45.
Okay.
So in fact, both of those numbers that you guys put out are probably
In the range.
in the range.
So starting.
Although
yeah.
it is an RS model, so a lot of times on those there's not a bunch of fucking
Yeah.
add-ons. So
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
So you can buy one of those Amazon vans. I saw it on my phone when I looked at a picture of it. See how cute it was.
Yeah.
For
Adorable.
69,000, and you get a $7,500 rebate. So for a cool,
Are you gonna buy one of those vans?
that's what it said on the website for.
Do you have to be an Amazon driver to buy
I think
one
so.
of those
I
vans?
think it comes
okay.
Yeah.
pre-designed.
Pre-Amazon.
Comes
Pre-Amazon.
pre-stickered.
Free Amazon. I don't know. It said I didn't read too far into it. But
Yeah.
that's supposedly what somebody's paying for them.
Yeah, this thing is fucking cool.
So
It is
you can
just
save
an
a whole lot of coin.
it's an incredible
And you
looking
can carry
vehicle.
more stuff.
Yeah. Think how much you can carry in that.
And
Yeah,
I'm
it's an
sure-
incredible looking vehicle. I just think they're behind the times in a lot of things. Obviously not car design.
Yeah, well, now when they try something new
Yeah.
versus just making small, big, large, extra large, it works.
Small, yeah. What size sausage? Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a breakfast sausage or a full
Yeah.
linguiça or something.
Tall. This is a A7 tall. Any other news?
I think I'm out.
I think we're tapped.
that's
I
all
think
I
I'm
got.
strapped for news. Yeah, because I went with the bar stool stuff, etc. Yeah, I think I'm tapped. So we can get into our. It's the main topic. Main topic. This is an interesting one. I don't know if it warrants a main topic, but it's a story that came out fairly recently. It garnered my attention because I do frequent Twitter and YouTube. So I'll have to kind of briefly explain it to the boys here. But basically, this is going to be about influencers. So what happened recently? On Twitter, Chris Harris, a couple days ago, made this tweet. And it said, an influencer just offered my pal, Litchfield, UK, the chance for him to put suspension on his Yaris GR for free and then pay them, the influencer, $25,000 for that privilege, plus keep percentages of future sales of that kit that Litchfield is making. He knows who he is. Might tell you his name one day. Shameful. That's Chris Harris's tweet. I just am stunned because maybe I'm just oblivious to this, but the gall to ask for that type of deal. But then I started crunching numbers, if you will. So the way we do things around here for advertising in particular is we use a thing called CPM. CPM is a value of money, a monetary value per 1,000 of listeners, followers, downloads, whatever. We're not going to get into the details of that, but there's a CPM. So a set value per 1,000. So just kind of industry standard, I just actually rounded up above and said $25. So at $25 CPM per 1,000, this person asking for $25,000, they're probably using this formula roughly, I assume, that they have more than 1 million followers. And I know there's plenty of channels, people, etc., that have that, but I honestly did not know that there were people asking small companies like Litchfield. For some background, Litchfield is a tuning company, but they also develop suspension. They're in the UK. My understanding is when it comes to like R35 GTR tuning and a lot of that stuff, they were cream of the crop or are cream of the crop. But still, what you'd consider, I believe, a small business. I don't think they're this massive conglomerate. They're not BMW. Let's put it that way. So an influencer asking them for that, I just find absolutely crazy. Now, again, using that formula, maybe that's how they developed that. But I think it's just crazy to hear that story, hear it play out. There's multiple opinions. My understanding is there's been a couple of follow-up videos, one in particular from Chris Harris on the Collecting Cars podcast, who talked to the owner of Litchfield and just, basically they received the inquiry, and then I think one of the sales guys received the call via a message, like a phone recorded message that went into this detail and just said, oh yeah, we want you to build suspension for our GR. Oh, and it's going to cost you $25,000, et cetera, et cetera. So now the kicker to this is you're asking the small business. And in Chris Harris's podcast, they get into the fact that this company would probably not make $25,000 overall selling suspension kits for the GR Yaris when you break the numbers down. And Chris Harris does a great job doing that because 1,000 Yaris GRs are sold in the UK, and of that 1,000, maybe 20% get aftermarket suspension. So again, you do the math, do the breakdown. It's not worth $25,000 whatsoever. So it's just crazy to me. I'm completely oblivious that these things happen more often than I know, but I was just dumbfounded by it.
It probably sounds crazy to have it come out like that, but I would imagine this happens daily.
I assume so.
Right? It's like the old, you hear someone use a terrible pickup line and you're like, why would someone ever say that?
Yeah.
And the answer is it works sometimes. Yeah. Right? So I'm imagining that this influencer or multiple influencers, that just happens all the time.
The other thing is that my understanding is that the inquiry did come from the business handler. So it may not have been the influencer themselves making the call asking for this sort of stuff. It could have been a management team or managerial team or something along those lines asking for this. But that's how it came out. And I'm just like, man, it'd be cool to make like $500 over here. Like, I just, I can't fathom it.
I think a lot of it stems from the instant gratification of today's like culture, where like everything needs to be an instant. You need to, how do I say this? You need an instant reaction to whatever you do.
Yeah.
And I think the idea, this is like, hey, I'm this person who can kind of bring eyes to your company.
Yeah.
But he's bringing it to a company that's has a marketing department, does everything themselves, has been around. I'm going to just kind of make a biased judgment, probably longer than this person's been driving.
Yep.
And I think it's a brazen attempt. It's like, I'm going to try and get the money out of them. And even if they come back and be like, listen, we'll build the kit for you and we'll give you $5,000, to go and write about it here and post about it here. And
the other thing too is you just have to look at it like, to play devil's advocate, that rate, even though it sounds insane, above, I'm again going with 1 million followers, that's 0.2 cents per person.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at that figure, it's like, oh shit, it's not too much. Again, when you're asking somebody like a big car manufacturer or somebody who's huge, sure, they probably have a budget like that to toss money around to throw at marketing, essentially.
I mean, if you were talking about a lipstick company that reached out to Kylie Jenner and said, "Hey," she reached out and said, "Hey, I want to give you, I want to showcase your product.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you $25,000.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It makes sense." But I think to see that side in the car world,
right?
It doesn't. It seems like it's out of place. It seems like it's somebody else not related to cars that said we're just going to reach out and try this.
And that's exactly
Maybe.
how it's just turning way.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it like just a normal influencer, or is it like some sort of car enthusiast?
Oh no, they're definitely car related. I don't know who it
Okay.
was, and who knows, maybe it'll come out
Yeah.
after the fact. But
Because I didn't
they're
know
in
if,
the
like,
they're
you
in the
know.
car world. But again, who the hell was it? We were talking about him the other day. Or there was somebody. There was like a TikToker who was given a Lamborghini for like a month.
Oh, he's from Rhode Island. I forgot his name.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he's from Rhode Island. He's a huge TikToker. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, he was given a Lamborghini. Lamborghini gave him a month to film one TikTok video.
Yeah, like potentially a 2-minute video, or,
Yeah.
or however long TikTok videos are.
But I mean, there's again, that's the instant gratification. That is a less than 40-second long video
Yep.
that someone is going to watch once and then pass around, and it might be viewed, 10, 15 million times.
Yep. And of that, again, it's just, I don't know. I don't know all the
But that
numbers
target
and
audience, like say TikTok, for example, like the target audience, like
how many TikTokers,
are they in the age bracket to buy a Lamborghini?
right,
I don't know.
demographic, right.
Yeah.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think all right, so we have friends who are in the industry who have at times shared certain emails with us from people who
Yes.
are trying to grab sponsorship deals or kind of be like, hey, like I can do this for you if you do X, Y, and Z for me. And a lot of them stem from just this like inflated ego
Mhm.
that like an online presence gives to them.
Yep.
And like they may have whatever it may be 150, 200,000, 250,000 followers, whatever on Instagram, right? And in the reality, how many of those people are going to see that? Or how many of those people give a shit? How many of those people are in the market to buy that exact specific item that you want? And I think the GRRs is a perfect example because it's such a niche market.
Yep.
And then the person who buys it's an even smaller niche market. And then the person who modifies it
It gets
is
right.
like a pin, like a tip of a pin.
It seems like something's just off of the scenario. Like it's like someone from One Direction's manager bought a Yaris GR and just, hey, let's just try this and
That
see if I can get a
mentality-
free suspension and some cash.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
It's a mentality from a whole nother industry being applied to the car
Right,
industry.
right. I
Which
mean,
is-
I'd be shocked to find out if it was a car person directly involved as the asking person. Like
I
it
think-
really came from.
I
them.
don't think. I think I know who it is.
Have you seen the rumblings of who you think it is? I'm not
Yes.
going to say it here.
Yes.
I wouldn't. I'm not going to do
Yes,
that.
and it's not. Do you,
I don't know.
the funny guy? It's not the funny guy.
All right, never mind. All right, we'll
It's-
talk later.
Yeah. So I think I know who it is. Wouldn't surprise me. Douche. And I just, even though it wasn't them supposedly who reached out directly, it just
Got it.
wouldn't
All right.
surprise
Well,
me.
maybe once I hear your
Yeah, I think I
names.
think I'm just totally lost, and I think that I.
Well,
you
no,
know,
that's because you lock yourself in your dungeon out back and
Yeah,
fix
you're all right.
cars.
You're all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's perfectly fine.
yeah.
I mean,
well, no. Like, I'm sure if I knew who you were talking about, I might be able to like conceptualize a little bit more.
Yeah,
But to me, it's like trying to grab anyone that like.
Carl Pilkington.
Yeah, I
Is
wish.
that who it is?
I think
wish.
he just wants some crisps.
And I think Chris, he's not outing this person because he and I listened to his podcast and he wouldn't use a name or where they're from or any specific that could give you. I mean, wouldn't be that hard to figure out.
Sounds like he's out on the person
Uh,
without outing the person.
there's only so many people who have that big of a following.
If Josh from Fall River can semi figure it out, I mean, I think we're pretty.
yeah. There was a couple. Well, I'm not. Let's put it this way. There's another video stemming from Chris's video that, matter of fact, we've had him on the podcast. Misha, from the Nürburgring, and his buddy Robert get into this pretty heavily. And they're kind of doing the same thing, the breakdown. They're trying to figure out who it is, roughly to a certain extent. And they clarify, like, oh, no, because this dude Robert put out a tweet again, just kind of, or on Instagram post, just kind of poking fun at the thing. And that turned into a whole deal as well. But they kind of called, because they're also friends with the dude who owns Litchfield, and spoke to him, and he spoke to them. It's very similar as Harris's podcast. And they have their suspicions as well. But so that's kind of why, all right, I think I know who it is, and it would make sense. But yeah, it's just, maybe, again, I've said it 3 times. I'm just fucking oblivious to this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I think, again, I think it's an outlandish attempt. I think it's the exception, not the rule.
Yes,
I
hope
think,
so.
I don't see anything wrong, right? So, like I said, the instant gratification, right? So no one today knows how to build a rapport in a relationship, right? To move forward with a business transaction.
Yeah.
So someone wouldn't logically purchase that gentleman's product, right?
Yeah.
Something they've already been using his product for a while on his own. They paid their own hard-earned money. Maybe they do have a big following, right? And they've used it or whatever, and they go to him and they say, hey, I just bought a GR Yaris. If you're going to build a suspension for it, like, can we work out some sort of deal? I have X, Y, and Z as proof that I've been using your product and I have this amount of followers and this is what you see. Because those people who live in that world of followers and clicks and likes and all that bullshit, they have ways to retain that information to see what is being viewed, who is viewing it, how many times it's being viewed.
I mean, I can tell you that. Exactly. We have our analytics. And
exactly.
Like,
so I know people
sort of
who
stuff.
much bigger followers would be able to do that. And then you build it from there. And then you'd be like, hey, you worked out that deal on suspension for me. I'm going to move on up. I'm going to buy a new Supra, right? And I don't even know if that guy's building anything for the Supra, but it doesn't matter. And he says, hey, we worked the suspension last time. Like, I was able to I knowingly was able to push X amount of people your way.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can work out some sort of marketing deal where you send some money my way? I, make some videos, make some content, post, whatever it might be. No one knows how to gradually build that. With everyone, it's all or nothing.
And to me, that relationship building is way more important than trying to throw your weight around and bully somebody.
Yeah, because it's harder. It's harder
like
to do.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like, I feel like it's almost bullying somebody to, hey, look, this is what I can do. It's
I think it's more like just shooting a shot.
Yeah.
They said it must work. It has to work.
Right.
It has to.
At some point, either that
somebody
or
else
like
said
I
yes,
think
right.
Yeah.
I think either that or this person's their first try and they think this is what this is. They think this
Right.
is what the normal is. Because like just doing this for the past few years has slowly built relationships with people I never thought I would ever talk to, have relationships with,
Yeah.
or correspond with on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
And then you build this relationship with people, and now when you are in need of something, you're like, hey, like I need this. Is there any way you can help me out? And I'm not trying to get anything for free or a discount.
Just general.
But like being able to find parts, it's like, you'd be able to talk and you know what? Let me make a phone call to so-and-so in whatever fucking country somewhere.
Yeah.
They got your back. They're going to forward over to you here. And it's just this link and no one knows how to build that relationship to get somewhere. And I think obviously if you call yourself an influencer, right? That's the world you're in,
Yeah.
because the influencer word has been or entrepreneur has been replaced with influencer. But the difference is that entrepreneur knew how to build a relationship.
Yes.
They knew how to hustle. They knew how to get out there. And I'm not saying people who are influencers don't know how to hustle, because that's not true.
No, there's plenty of them that do.
There's lots of them you see
Hell,
behind the
this
scenes,
person-
and honestly, it looks kind of miserable.
This person probably does
Yeah.
to a certain extent.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have my doubts, but
Yeah.
I have my doubts. It seems as if maybe we have two different ideas of who we think it is, but I think it's more of a team of people who hustle rather than an individual person.
Yeah, this isn't coming from a person. This is coming from a
Well, they did confirm that this did come from the person's
rep.
representative.
So they're people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but did the
yeah.
person tell the representative?
So that's the thing. I'm willing to bet that this person wasn't unaware. Now, however, this is what Chris says in his thing. That does leave the door open for somebody to say, "Whoa, no, this isn't true. I didn't know they were doing that." And
I guess, but
Back the
that's
way
why
on.
you have people.
Yeah.
right,
I mean, this like poorly masqueraded mafioso like shakedown of like a small business.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, you could just say no, what they did, and make fun of
Yeah.
it.
I
That's
know, but
fine.
it's like,
not really. They're not holding anything
Yeah.
against them. Like
so, and that's the thing is you could
this person could clearly buy all of the Litchfield
Yeah.
suspensions that they
How-
wanted for all of the.
Yeah.
a good example of that is if they were making a mass produced kit, not a kit for let's say not a kit for 100 cars,
Yeah.
right? If they were making a kit for 100,000 cars,
Yeah.
that would be fucking viable.
If we were talking about like a BRZ, right, or
Right,
whatever
just
they
they're
called
gonna
it over
sell
there.
whatever. Then suddenly this offer doesn't seem too bad. Because you're,
Again, I mean, I always think with the wallet I have in my pocket, and
Right.
I think it's fucking outlandish.
right. So and then it's just like it's just again, what are you budgeting for marketing? 2 cents per person over maybe.
Well, what's
and
the
again,
kit
that's
worth
just
too? That's the other
Right.
equation. So
There's
if it's
there's a bunch of factors
Right,
that have to
right.
be accounted for that are unknown. But in this case, I just think it was not worth it. at all.
No, it doesn't sound
No,
worth it at all. No,
Right.
no.
But it could be at some point. What that point is, I don't know. Certainly
Yeah.
not us.
Yeah, I mean, if you're building $20,000 kits for Huracans, like
Right, exactly.
Okay, yeah, it's-
But see, even then, $20,000 kit for Huracan, how big is that pool of people? That would be
bigger than the Yaris GR.
I would say, yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that like
Yeah, that's true.
Huracan, like, because you look at production numbers, it's like astonishing how many of those things they actually sell.
right, and those are worldwide essentially.
Yeah.
Versus,
Versus GR is,
I mean,
and again, that's an
I
even
just
smaller
picked that for
niche.
random. You know, that's
Yeah.
just a
That was a good
random-
example, though.
yeah,
Well,
That's a good
it's just
example, yeah.
just because of the dollar figure, right?
Yeah.
So if your dollar
Yeah.
figure's higher, obviously that 25,000 is where you're going to get that advertisement. Now you can't go to SEMA.
right,
Now you're not. Where are you going to advertise this thing?
right,
That's
Right,
the other.
and
That's
that-
the other like aspect of it. Now I get the Yaris is not a good
right.
good
Right.
example because
That particular-
nobody has a Yaris.
Right, so this
GR,
person
yeah.
needs to go back
correct.
and buy a Huracan and
Yeah.
then sort
I'm
it.
sure they probably already have one.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, that's,
right.
uh,
That's the other thing too. Is that
they could buy this kit. It's not about the kit at all. It's about just
This
them
is-
making money.
This is currently the car that's hot to trot, obviously. In
Yeah.
the UK. It's just, this has been, obviously, we've sweated the thing ever since we heard about it. And this has been the kind of talk about town for 3 or 4 months now. And now everybody's rushing to get theirs, rushing to do their stuff, rushing to develop their parts and go from there.
Yeah, and maybe this person has done all of their relationship building and they've been doing it for years, and maybe that's why they have such a following, and maybe that's why they have a team of people, and maybe that's why they are able to do this.
Right.
So
I
he
mean-
just, maybe if he, I don't even have a good example of, we'll go back to the Huracan example that Chris brought up. Maybe when he talked to whoever made whatever he bought for his Huracan, that's what they were running with. It was like, okay, yeah, we'll give it to you. Here's your $25,000 marketing budget. And, you know, if someone uses code blank or mentions blank, you'll get 2% or whatever it is. And maybe he just figured this dude working out of his shed somewhere in, you know, Buckinghamshireville, it can afford that kind of budget.
Yeah. Yeah. Use code dildo.
I know who it is now. I think I know who it is.
Yeah, use code boner. But I don't know. But I appreciate what Chris is doing because he's standing up. Chris is a very small man who's a very big man.
Yes.
He's
He's the best. And
he's car Jesus.
I mean, if you had a team of
he's
people and
President Carr.
someone
Yeah.
came to you and said, "I have this idea. I
Yeah.
think I can get you $25,000 tomorrow if I send this email."
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Are you
And,
kidding me?
and I've done it. I've done it 100 times, and we've already done. You know,
If-
it's been successful 50 times.
If somebody on the network told me that
Yeah.
tomorrow, I'd be like, "Fucking
Absolutely,
do it, let's
right.
roll."
That's what I mean.
got
So
it.
I don't blame. I mean, I don't blame anyone involved.
No,
I really don't.
I don't blame
them
anyone for
making fun of
trying.
it. I don't
Yeah.
make fun of Chris Harris for exposing it.
Yeah.
I don't make fun of the person offering it.
No,
Yeah.
it's almost like two worlds colliding, right? It's just two different.
yeah,
Suddenly,
yeah. But it must work even in this world. If what you're telling me
it
is
has to have happened.
who I
before.
think it is
has
now
to.
by just listening to this, it must work all day long.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy.
And I imagine
Oh.
that what's up?
So that was the other thing too. A point on the the collecting cars podcast when they get into this is the unfortunate side effect of things like this, deals like this, is now what can you take? It's almost, granted, YouTubers aren't fucking journalists, right? But what can you take for face value? It's not like, oh no, I don't believe in this suspension kit. It's no, they paid me. You know,
Yes,
that's
okay.
it's tough.
I wanted to kind of slowly migrate my way there to where that is, where it's just like, at what point now is the public's not getting an honest opinion?
right.
Because the gentleman from Litchfield brought up that, you know, he brought up that when someone is getting like paid or they were being given something to use, like they're supposed to disclose that information. It's some sort of blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah act or whatever. And actually Jamie from Orchid Euro does an excellent job because
Sponsored.
yeah, everything that he's given or is doing for some reason.
Very well laid out.
Yeah,
You-
it's
you know what
very
you're looking
clear
at, yeah.
up front.
Yeah.
And Chris Harris talks about, what was it, Dunlop? He said gave him a set of tires.
There was a thing between a bunch of auto journalists where, and it's again, we kind of do stuff like this at times now. It's like, well, people want to kind of collaborate or work with you. Sure. Yeah. Send us some stuff and we'll talk about it. But that's kind of it. It's not like and generally, if something's shit, we're going to say it's shit.
Well, that's what he's talking about is he was given a set of tires. I believe it was Dunlop. And he said they were shit. They were terrible. And so they called him up. They're like, well, why'd you say that? He's like, because they were terrible. And he's like, yeah, but we gave them to. He's like, but they were bad.
Doesn't mean anything.
But they were bad. Like, I
Right,
can't say they're great. And then you're going to have, 50,000 people go buy a set of these tires. And now you got 50,000 people driving on shit tires.
Right.
Like, it's just not how it works.
Yeah, it's not on
And
my
this
name.
is
Not
this
on
is
my
why
name.
he's the president of cars.
Yeah.
Is because he also does this with car manufacturers, and this is to kind of know we were talking about Chris Harris earlier. This is why he's just our president. It's because he's not afraid to tell anybody in the car. He wants to be honest and tell you if it's good or bad, regardless, not to be influenced by anything.
Yeah.
Or hey, we'll give you this car if you fucking pump up our tires for the next 5 years. That's cool, but no, I'd rather take the car, have it for 2 weeks, tell you if it's shit or not, and then go from there.
Because I think that word influenced, like influencer, like I think a lot of it is just, it's kind of like faking it. It's just like
100%.
whatever they're going to give me is going to be the greatest thing ever,
It's the
no
same-
matter what.
It's the exact same thing of, I can't think of anything in particular, but I don't know. It's the exact same thing or a scenario of an actor taking a sip of a beverage and on camera while that fucking camera's recording, this is the greatest thing ever. Ta-ding! And he
Yeah.
fucking smiles. And off camera, he just fucking spits it out and goes and throws up in a bucket and
Yeah.
just says, this is cat shit.
Yeah.
It's what you're being sold, not the reality, unfortunately.
Now, I mean, why do you think they have Monster water? Because it's like all these athletes are like, I don't drink this shit,
Right.
right? So they had to start making water.
Something that would appeal to more masses.
Yeah.
That they could then put in an athlete's hands.
Yeah.
And fucking
And they can drink it, they can use
reach-
it, they can
yeah.
send cases out, and now their whole team is using it. And now
Shouts to
everyone's
Munster.
drinking.
That's info@revivalmotoring.com if you want
Yeah.
if you want to send some of that water over.
I believe it's canned as Tor water or whatever, but they can give someone 4 or 5 cases of it, and now it's here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, there's BMX riders that I follow that are sponsored by Rockstar.
Yeah,
And they just don't really say much.
Yeah.
Just do some weird shit with some Rockstar cans, but you get the message.
yeah,
I get it.
you get it. Yeah, I don't. And there's something came out recently, and this girl in particular, her name's Amelia Hartford, right? And she's done a bunch of videos recently. She's awesome. She's super cool to watch. She's got great energy. She does a lot of cool shit. And she recently made 1,000 horsepower right on her new C8.
Yeah.
It's turbo, but then it has to be marketed as world record, groundbreaking, first time ever. It's no, why can't it just be I made a lot of horsepower in my C8?
Right.
Why does it have to be all these buzzwords? And
Right.
but I get it.
Because it's part of the
It's part of the sell.
part of the
Views, baby,
machine.
views.
Exactly. It's part of the sell, but at the same time, it's cringy.
Right.
So
That cringe corniness.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did Jimmy Oak say? He said, cringe gets views. No matter what, cringe
Right.
gets views.
Right.
So
Yeah. You got to fake it till you make it, I guess. I
yeah,
don't
and
know.
then it seemed like you just continue to fake it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I mean, she's not faking it in that aspect, but
No,
adding
not
those
her in particular.
buzzwords,
Is
Is this
it
the
was
Rob,
all
the
sort
one
of
that
shit.
did the Rob Ferretti's show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just, I mean, she's been around doing a ton of things for a long time.
Yeah.
She's, all of her content is really good, but it's just I saw that and I was like, to me, it would be the same effect of the video just said made 1,022 horsepower in my C8, not, world record horsepower.
It's not-
It's sort of first time ever, or it's just
it's not eye catching and grabbing.
yeah,
Yeah. We don't need that because we're into it anyway.
yeah.
But maybe that's something that, again, just a marketing exercise to garner more attention from people you wouldn't necessarily get it from.
Yeah.
Finds the right feed for somebody and you get some, I don't know, whatever.
It's a strange world.
I was just
It's
gonna
a
say
fucking strange ass.
I'm not
world.
mad at it.
that's the
I'm not
world
mad
we
at
live in.
it.
Hey,
I respect the hustle. I don't respect like the disrespect of it.
I'll fucking manscape whatever you
I
want.
mean, I
You
don't
wanna
think
send
it's
me
disrespect to ask.
$25,000.
I don't.
I-
It's brazen,
Yeah,
but I don't think it's disrespectful.
No, I don't.
No, again, right, because
It's
for certain applications, that might be a good deal.
right. Yeah, for this application,
You
want to
reach
not
right.
a good deal.
You
no.
want to reach all these people this fast. This is what it's going to cost.
Right.
And it's not. Yeah, it's just for this particular attempt.
Yes, big
just,
fail.
Yeah, just
Big
not.
fail. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Not alright.
I understand the business model, and I understand there's a reason like this happens, and this is how things move along. And instead of commercials on cable television now,
It's going to be YouTube. Yeah, this is it. This is it's happening now, and it's going to continue even more.
yeah, but it just seems like such a crazy thing.
Yeah. Again, it's going to get into.
Who knows? Maybe I'm the one who's out of touch.
No, we're just old.
Oh, you're
We're
definitely
just
out of
Yeah,
touch.
maybe. I mean, I'm just the one who's out of touch with this and like thinks this is totally crazy. And there might be people who hear this and they're like, "What the fuck? This happens every."
No, in all honesty, my wife is a fan of this dude, Jeffree Star.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever
I
familiar.
met him.
Kanye,
Did you really meet him?
Kanye's
Yeah.
new,
That's been true. That's been proven false.
Yeah.
At least I don't know. I was pushing that pretty hard for the 3-4 days
Yeah.
that I heard it. I'm like, what? No, that's the dude.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know who Jeffree Star is, don't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, and I say this
He's
because
a wild individual. Let's just,
you
we'll leave it at
wild.
that.
But like these are the deals he's made. He's an influencer. He's created this fucking gigantic thing. And I at one point
industry.
exactly. So he has
But
his
the
own line
makeup
makeup,
industry is like
So
it's like a worldwide.
and that's what I was going to say when kind of two worlds collide. It's that mentality and that sort of stuff creeping its way into car stuff.
But car stuff is such a small, crazy, tiny little world.
But it doesn't matter to people. They see money.
You got to scale things though.
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
You got to scale
certainly
things
not
to
gonna
market.
It's certainly not going to be the same scale as makeup.
Yeah.
That again,
yeah.
that dude bought a fucking palace, legit
Yeah.
palace.
So you've got, say take someone like Kylie Jenner. I think she's got 215, 220 million followers on
Absurd.
Instagram, right?
Right.
So you're hitting a sizable portion of the world, right?
Right.
But I think it has to still remain relevant, like what Chris brought up earlier. Because like say if it was Kylie Jenner that reviewed this Yaris, GR Yaris suspension, like sure she's got all these followers, but
But how many of them would be
like
interested?
how many of them would we be interested? How many would be like why am I going to take her word for
Exactly.
it? Like,
You
she
got to
gets driven-
scale it to the
Yeah.
market that it's going to.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's like Michelin, like Michelin tires, right? So obviously they're sold worldwide. How many vehicles, if you take 100 vehicles, how many vehicles have Michelin tires on them? Like that's a huge, like 25,000. You'd be like, hey, I need a pallet of tires and 25 grand and I'm going to make content for the next month with it.
right.
Oh,
Yeah. So by the
Makes
way,
perfect sense.
this video, this $25,000, this whole deal was for one video. That's all. it was
I
gonna
wonder
be
if
for.
like someone like Joey from Emotion Engineering,
Yeah.
if he has experienced or he's kind of, he's making something for an expensive cars, but
Right.
it's something like this has ever crossed his path. That'd be interesting to ask
I know.
next time we chat with him.
I was gonna say I know a handful of people that we could probably ask.
Yeah.
And they're probably listening to this right now, going, "No, this shit happens hour by hour."
Yeah.
Right.
And I imagine,
I should start trying it.
hey, you know what? You should.
That's it.
Fuck it. I'm going to start writing up some emails. See what happens.
I literally
Keep firing them out,
like,
man.
Yeah.
We'll do it for a fraction of what that.
You
offer
come here
was.
often?
You know what I should do? I should use this as a reference point and be like, listen, this person's charging this. Guess what?
I was $250.
I'm coming in at 1%. I'm coming in at 1%. Yeah, 1%. I'll say whatever you want. But no, it's just it's a world that is new and not fully discovered and not fully like mapped out yet. And I think people are kind of doing their own thing to build their little I guess life for themselves, doing whatever this shit is. Seems like a very temporary existence, in my opinion, though.
Right. So that's the thing. Is it
You can be a plumber. We'll have to shit forever.
right?
But like, Instagram.
You want to influence toilet paper, you're probably heading down the right path.
Yeah, but like Instagram
Unless
and
they
like
start using the shells like in Demolition Man.
GRES suspension, like
Robotic toilets. Shout out.
yeah, we might be at a dead end at some point.
Right.
Yeah, you might have to like back up.
I'm guessing, right, that market might come to a close
Yeah.
within the next 5 years. I'm glad we went down that path because it was just something that I've been seeing here and there, bits and pieces. We're probably going to find out more in the next coming days, I assume, unless this person just doesn't give a shit and they're on to the next thing and somebody else already gave him $50,000. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, I just thought it was very interesting. Again, shouts to our president, Chris Harris, president of Cars. Let's get into some questions. For that, I'm going to need my phone. Unless the boys have any closing thoughts before we move on.
No, I'm just glad I was able to contribute so much to that main topic.
No, you brought valid points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the Hyundai cars are ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that was
The contribution to the main topic.
Yeah, a
And
little
we-
electric car talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no,
And the
I'm-
call-
what I'm saying is in regards to the Chris Harris drama. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I was lost.
It's all right,
okay.
buddy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all right.
okay.
Hey, man,
You're
it's
here.
a sum of all parts.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get into some questions. Let's start at the top today. Tech 2. What's your favorite cruising road?
I don't know. There's lots around
I was
here.
gonna say I'm fine with like almost anywhere in New Hampshire.
Yeah, there's lots around.
Ooh,
New Hampshire's
Beautiful.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
New Hampshire.
Scenic.
Yeah, it's very scenic. Obviously the Connecticut back roads that we frequent are always a good time.
I like the Pawtucket S curves right now. Now they're under construction.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. 95 north.
Having
Yeah.
a car kick up a piece of like broken up asphalt that goes through my front grill. I've been enjoying that.
You
Yeah.
enjoy that? Yeah. You and young Ben. S14 OCP. Who wins in a lip licking Who wins in a lips licking competition? Chuck or LL Cool J?
I'm going with LL.
LL, he's constant.
Yeah.
Going Chuck.
Because Chuck does it because he's working on something. LL just does it because he's trying to, win over the ladies.
Yeah. One's sexy and one isn't.
Money shift _ when's the next donut meet? Hope everyone is well. Well, we hope you are well as well.
I don't know. I mean,
A couple weeks, I assume.
yeah, the parking lot's pretty clear now.
Yeah.
I would just hate to do it like standing on a snowy parking lot.
Yeah, so we'll let the snow melt a little bit more. Maybe we'll squeeze one in late February,
Yeah.
early March, something like that. Pretty soon. 3.6 Matvia. Rivian IPO this year.
Allegedly.
Ready to add that to your portfolio next to your Tesla stocks?
Yeah, allegedly.
If they're trending in that direction, might be a good idea to get in early.
If they are able to start delivering more of these delivery vehicles to more than just LA County and actually meet their mark, I mean, it should be big for them. I don't know. But again, everything people put out these cool cars, aka like the Taycan and the RS GT e-tron thing, but it's still the infrastructure is still not there. So,
Right. Let's see. Kevin401. If you could go on tour with one band or DJ, who would it be?
I would go into our Wu-Tang
Oh my God. That's a fucking great choice.
I'd love to see that.
in a fucking heartbeat.
That's a great
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's the RZA, Jizza,
Yeah.
Corey.si.
Corey's doing that.
Little pizza.
I have no idea.
I'm staying
I don't
home.
know.
You staying home?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I have no fucking clue. There's some wild bands out there.
Yeah.
Just think about the Stones back when they were I can't even just imagine.
Oh, is it all time or is it
Debauchery.
is this current? I thought this-
I think
all
you could-
time.
you could go
All time.
wherever, yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. I just can't pick. Yeah. Snoop Dogg. Sure, that would be fun.
That would be a great one.
Bring your friend with a green hat.
I'm gonna go Cool Keith.
Cool Keith.
Wow.
Cool Keith.
It sounds like a broke tour. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I don't know about that.
Yeah. You're riding in a rental Corolla.
Yeah.
No, I remember.
I've been around a little of that. It's
were
not,
you at
it's not
the-
good.
No,
when-
I didn't go. I
You
didn't
didn't
go
go
to
when Cool Keith played the Met. Okay, so we're there. It's like I forget who was there. Chuck was there. Myself was there, and
Sounds like I could do
used
that
to-
anywhere, not even on tour.
So we went to go see him at the Met, and this man, he was supposed to. First off, the entry acts horrific. Made me want to actually leave the show. Horrible. So he was supposed to get on at, I think, 10 o'clock it was, and he didn't show up until 11:45, and they were closed at midnight, so they wouldn't let him do anything past. So he showed up at 11:45 to his own concert, and he shows up, he walks in the door, he's got like 2 girls with him, and like they just come out of this random door, and he gets on the stage, and he sings one song, and then does like a freestyle, and then just disappears. And we're just like, he was probably there the whole time, but it was just like, what the hell's this guy doing?
That sounds
But I would like to know what he was doing.
I'm sure you can place your bets. Would you rather? I'm sorry, Kevin401 again. Would you rather give up burritos or pizza for the rest of your life?
I give up
Burritos.
burritos.
Yeah.
I couldn't give up pizza.
Yeah, I'd give up burritos too. Yeah, because pizza, you can fucking have burrito pizza.
So long, burrito.
Yeah, I think that's unanimous.
Yep.
BJ McCradle. Would you? Oh, he actually asked. Yeah, we talked about this at the top of the hour.
Oh,
Yes,
is that the question? Okay.
Yeah. Edelman shouts to Edelman.
It's a tough break.
Let's talk TP. Crumble or fold?
Fold, baby.
Fold.
Fold.
Always the fold.
Also, him getting tagged in Patriots posts is got to be the funniest shit I've ever seen.
hilarious.
His Instagram name is just Edelman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just gets tagged in, all kinds of fucking...
Buddy, you got to sell that shit.
And he'll randomly tag us in different ones that he's tagged in. Let's see.
I wonder if he gets any kind of like DMs that are
Spicy.
Spicy? Is that
spicy.
what-
Yeah. I was looking for the right word. I had a word, but it wasn't appropriate.
Titties?
Yeah. Buddy, how much do you want for the Instagram account? I'll buy the handle.
Coco Kinners. John plus Josh, Corey plus Chuck. How do you manage your professional, personal, and podcast relationships?
Wait, John what?
I think.
Oh.
So me and so for instance, John and I work in the same location,
Yeah.
and then same with you
okay.
and you and Chuck. I mean, we're pretty. John and I get along really well. So no matter what we're working on, whether it be work stuff or revival stuff, it's kind of the same deal. Plus, he's a good friend of mine, so it just kind of works out very good naturally.
Yeah, I don't know. When we're at work, we're working. Once in a while, there's car nut bullshit sprinkled in between there. And then when we leave
Right.
here, we come to a different work building, but we're no longer working. So it
Yeah.
just changes.
So right, it just exactly. 'Cause-
But I also see him all the time on the weekend anyway. So it's just kind of like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, right, that's a great way to put it. When we're at the office.
yeah.
It's
Am I being paid or am I not being paid?
It's
What's
work.
going on?
It's work.
Do I have to listen to you now or not?
Yeah.
Realistically, the only thing that changes is when we're at the office, John's not drinking.
There you go. Yeah.
And if we're out somewhere, he'll have a beer. I just, that's kind of it. But that was a very good question. So thank you, Coco. Nate L.
Oh, shouts to Nate.
What is it? Nate L. Can we have a moment of silence for the avalanche survivors and victims?
Yeah. He's
I
got a
don't know.
wild story. Maybe there was an avalanche. However, I know he took a spill off of a cliff.
Recently?
Last year at some point.
Oh, wait. Is this Kyle's friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Hung out with him at NASCAR.
Yeah.
Hell of a time. Good guy.
shouts to Nate.
Yeah. Good guy.
I don't know what that avalanche in particular.
Yeah. I don't know if there was one in particular.
Yeah,
But I'll have a
so-
moment of silence for you, sir.
There we go.
So, right on.
Moment.
Done.
Ronan _ H21. Are any of you going to support Circle Jerks and watch the Daytona 500 on Sunday? Actually, Ronan, I'm certainly going to try.
What time is it on?
I don't know. 7:30 maybe? 6
PM?
p.m.? Yeah. I think, I don't know, to be quite honest.
I don't know. I started rewatching The Sopranos, so
In all honesty, I wanted to. The boys released their episode this Monday. This Tuesday. They recorded on Monday, and they were talking about a thing called The Clash happening on Tuesday. By the time I remembered that it was on, it was already over. But I wanted to see what the hell that was about. I can say, like, legit. After listening to this past week's episode, I'm like, I need to tune in to some of this stuff. I need to just see it.
you gotta go.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah.
You gotta go.
I'm sure it'll change it, but like, there's a bit of an inkling when I have time, which I never do, that I want to watch some of this stuff. But maybe I'll try to tune in to the old 500.
Yeah.
this weekend. So, shouts to Ronan. Moving right along, R32.Marcus, squares or rounds?
Squares.
Rounds.
Rounds.
Yeah. Squares.
In regards to what?
Mark
Anything.
1.
Yeah.
And to
Mark
what?
1, Mark 2.
Oh, as far as Mark 1 goes, it's going to be early Westy squares without the turn signals.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's-
See, I'm
That's big dick energy right
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah. I
I'm
came out
rounds.
swinging.
I'm round for both. I like both.
Damn.
Rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Split decision.
all right.
Yeah.
Touchy subject. Next.
Ben Gone, yeah. Shouts to Ben. Would you rather teeth for hair or hair for teeth?
Like, which would I rather have?
Teeth for
Yes.
hair.
Teeth for hair. Yeah.
Yeah, I can get dentures.
Because I don't want a whole fucking mouthful
I'll
of
get
hair.
grills.
I don't have to look at me.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what he's saying. I thought he was saying
Yeah.
trade off. Like, you could either have all your teeth or have no hair.
Oh, yeah. No,
Or
no,
have
no. No,
no
he would
teeth
just
and
put,
have your hair.
Yeah, no, put hair in your mouth where your teeth should
Oh.
be. I'm
It's
going.
very easy for
I'm
me.
going teeth for
Yeah.
hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
like, no. I'm going the other way because then I'd just be like a whale.
That's true.
Yeah.
You just kind of filter it all
yeah,
in.
exactly. Yeah. Drink smoothies.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's-
disgusting.
But would you have to cut your mouth hair?
Depends on how long it
That's what I just.
Maybe Manscaped has an option for that.
I just
yeah, if you have a
picture-
built-in helmet on your head, you just shave that shit down.
I just picture a fucking mouthful of like.
Just
long
think about
hair.
how disgusting it would look if you had teeth on
And
you.
you
hat
get into
on.
a fight
Yeah,
and headbutting someone.
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you just fuck someone
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like a
He's some
fucking-
prehistoric shit
like a
right
di-
there.
I was
I'm
gonna say,
all
like,
right.
a,
Yeah.
like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could chew things with
I
my
can wear a
head.
hat. Josh could have a tooth head right now. I wouldn't even know.
Right, exactly, exactly. But if I had a mouthful of hair, I'd just be.
Yeah.
It would sound fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be doing that, but
Yeah.
maybe.
It could be. Who knows? Some people into weird shit.
Hair teeth change a man.
Josh will have an OnlyFans for that.
Oh yeah.
Make that 25K some way, baby.
Only hairs.
Only.
Arch Slave 84. Let me take my glasses off from
Oh
laughing.
boy.
Best local beer you've tried lately.
This is all Josh.
It's a Rhode Island straight edge.
The Rotiform beer that was sent to us.
Yeah, right up there.
Not local, but that's the only one I've tried lately. That question would be for Topics Under the Stairs.
Yeah,
and
they just had
Circle.
a,
actually, yeah. I mean, Topics Under the Stairs. They'll drink all sorts of beers.
They just had what's the gentleman's name? Is his name Matt?
Matt
Yeah.
Souza.
Yeah, Sousa, yeah.
Yep, who is heavily involved in the beer industry. The Circle Jerks, they just drink water in the form of Busch Light.
Yeah.
Shouts to the boys. Let's see. Drink coffee, ride bikes. Fuck, marry, kill. Mac, Peterbilt, Kenworth.
Kill.
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 I'm killing Mac. Marrying
Peterbilt.
Peterbilt and fucking Kenworth.
I'm
Yeah.
killing Kenworth.
I've never heard of Kenworth before in my life. So,
Killing Kenworth.
I
Fucking
can-
Mac, marrying Peterbilt.
which one has the dog as the little
Why would
logo?
you? Why would you entertain Mac?
I don't know. I just don't like
I like the logo.
because I like the Peterbilt logo. I like the text
Okay.
a bit better than I
Yeah,
do the
yeah.
dog, even though I like bulldogs because I
Yeah.
think there's a bulldog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
But Kenworth, on the other hand, I have no fucking clue. I don't know.
They're good. They're good trucks.
I'm glad you're familiar.
Yeah.
I have my CDL.
Yeah.
Do you really?
I have my
Oh,
CDL.
cool. Eastbound and down.
Noah's awake now.
Just,
Here we are.
There we go. CDL talking. Let's trucking with Noah.
Yeah.
That's
You
our
normally
new-
work late, don't you?
When's the new podcast? Train Talk with Noah.
Yeah.
He can't even compose himself right now. McGrath Paul. McGrath Paul, shouts to Paul. Y'all gonna put an ignition interlock on that recording equipment for John Stairs? I think we should. We're gonna walk him out. Underscore Chris Saunders. What's the best VW and why is it a Mark IV R32? Oh my God, this could open up all sorts of.
I think it's a wonderful car. I don't think it's the best one. Chris owned one.
I own one, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very good.
My
buy a
Very,
new?
very good one.
Yeah, I bought a new favorite car of all time.
I think they're cool. Like I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't like one, but I
Favorite
think
Volkswagen. Of
I
all
think
time.
that at the same time though, if I was given the opportunity to buy any Volkswagen, I don't think that would be the one I would buy. But if you were like, hey, do you want this? I'd be like, oh hell yeah.
What would it be that you would buy?
Oh, I don't know. I have to think about that for a second. Come back to me.
And if you say a fucking Mack truck, I'm like,
Yeah.
He has a CDL, buddy.
I can operate a forklift. I don't know.
I got my forklift license too. My operator's
Of
license.
course you do. Train license? You have fucking caboose? What is it?
There's
Conductor?
no license
Conductor.
for it. It's actually since it's not a road going vehicle, you don't need any license for it.
Oh, you just hammer down?
Oh yeah. It's pretty fun to drive them.
It's like a gun license in Rhode Island. You know? Take a little test in the blue book. You're good.
You don't need to know how to operate it.
Fine.
Yeah.
You did the safety course, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
There's a gas pedal and a brake pedal, and you hope that the
Is
gas.
it, so what's the steering do? You just
There is no steering.
Okay, I was gonna say,
There's
are you
literally
on
so,
track?
like,
I think it's the track. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just kinda-
yeah. There's switches like so if you want to switch rails, you can operate a switch.
Okay, so how do people crash these things? Just going too fast to the wrong
fast,
spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we have I can't say too much about it, but where I work,
Well, there goes the whole train podcast.
Sounds real proprietary.
where I work, the line I work on, there's one turn and there's a speed trap on it because if you go too fast,
They get you. They ding you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is there a cop there?
anything above
Is there a
15
cop there
no,
with a fucking
no,
with a
there's
radar?
there is a you know like the cameras that they
Yeah.
built on
Yeah.
like Blackstone Boulevard. There's one
Yeah,
of
yeah,
those, and when it goes off, it sends a picture and a timestamp text to Central Dispatch.
And someone gets reamed out.
Yeah, usually it ends with some sort of a suspension.
A stern talking to.
In the caboose with Noah.
Yeah.
Today we're talking Lionel trains. I don't know what the best VW is. Mark IV R30 is pretty good. I mean, VR6 Corrado, also pretty good.
I think I'd go something air cooled just for the nostalgia. I think I'd rather because like I'm not saying that you can't have fun in a front wheel drive car, but I don't know how to have fun in a front wheel drive car. So I think that for me like I wouldn't choose anything modern. I would choose something just to put around and that would bring a smile to my face.
It's 2004, man. It's not so modern anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you know what
that's-
I mean though.
Yeah.
It's vintage almost. It's not
Maybe-
bringing a trailer.
Yeah. Maybe like a T3 Westphalia camper. Like that'd be cool. That might be the best thing.
Shout out to Josh P.
Yeah. There you go. See?
That's a good. Yeah, it is pretty good.
It's outside the box. You know?
Yeah, it is. I'm just fucking as standard as vanilla. Athens, go fast. Facebook and Instagram are poor platforms for documenting projects. Why aren't we going back to forums? People don't want to spend time.
Preach.
So I agree that Facebook's a poor kind of place to do it. However, there's a few accounts I follow on Instagram, and the account is solely based around the build.
I was gonna say Instagram's tough because if it's something that someone posts personal stuff in mixed in, it becomes hard to follow.
So there's a few like sole accounts that is just dedicated to just updates to the build. And I mean, you get 10 photos and you get as long as you want to write. So, I mean, I can't think of any other posts on the forums that were much longer. Obviously now, you can look at it on a computer too. So that kind of is invalid. And then the correspondence is just as fast as the form as well. You can reply and kind of quote the text like you would on the form. So, I mean, it works really well. I mean, Instagram, is a fucking cesspool, but I mean, it's a
that's
way to get it done.
That's the thing. Like there can be what's the term I'm looking for? There can be constructive dialogue between parties.
Yeah, I think if it's a standalone account for something, you're only following it if you're interested in the build, so there's a way to correspond there.
I mean, and how else are influencers going to make money?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think forums died when people wanted to stop trying to download Tapatalk and using PhotoBucket to convert JPEGs.
Forums
to
died with
make
the
it safe.
smartphone.
Well, it
essentially.
was so hard to post anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. PhotoBucket fucked everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Sna-
Because then
what's
Photobucket.
Snapfish.
yeah.
What's that? Wasn't there a Snapfish? I can't remember.
Do you know how many times like you go on a forum now? Like if that pops up in like if you Google something, you click on it, and it's like download PhotoBucket to view photos.
Yeah. MyDaily.cy started watching the vlogs, and it's a nice added touch to the podcast. Keep it up. Hey, we're sure going to give it the old college try.
Yeah, I think we've been
Keep it
doing
up.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Next time, ask a question, please.
Yeah.
Sorry, kidding.
Jeez, man.
This guy gets all aggressive.
I'm kidding.
Again, that's going to be Chris, who is on the podcast. This is last time after that.
That's all right.
I'm just kidding. No, so it's a good way to kind of show some in-depth stuff. And I had fun editing the one the other day. That was just
What was
just.
I thought that was one of those buses.
Little battery
going to
baby.
It's my PC going. We better hurry this up.
You get charger there?
I do. This is only one Type C, and I'm connected via Type C.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we got to hurry this up. So yeah, more vlogs coming. That'll do it for our questions, just so we don't lose this thing. So sorry if we missed anybody. Hit us back next week. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. I got a couple very good guests lined up coming in over the next couple weeks. And we'll just go from there. So peace out. See you. Oh wait, no. Hold on. I got a new outro.
Keeping the lookout for In the Caboose with Chris and Noah. That'll be starting up.
Caboose After Dark.
Podcast network near you. As always, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel where you can like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Also, check out some of our other shows brought to you by Revival Motoring. Talking Motorcycles, hosted by Tom Connors. Topics Under the Stairs, hosted by John Stairs and Ryan Hathaway. And the Circle Jerks podcast, hosted by Kyle Belcher and Dan Walker. Visit our website and more info for any advertising inquiries you might have. So we just dropped a new shirt. That is up there as well. We will see you next week. Goodbye.